art octopus that I made. His name is Simon Gerald.
I have a crocheted octopus that my mom made.
And I'm making another one right now out of like velvet.
82 or 83.
But like she makes it.
83.
Yeah, no, my sister and my mom are really good at crocheting. I can make like a granny square. That's pretty much it.
And then I spent
Technically, a coin is a deep break stuff.
okay.
That's a lot.
Very cool.
That's so
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's not useful.
Okay.
I moved it right in front of the other one.
This is the setup that we had. I helped her with the
There it is.
Please. You can feel free to zoom in. I will. If you swipe left.
These are so cute.
Yeah.
Why'd you say it like that?
Oh!
These are so cute.
Yeah, she makes them, her and her mom,
Oh.
and she designed some of the patterns herself. She's been crocheting for about 4 years.
Oh my god, those are adorable. Oh.
That was her little one thing that she picked up.
I like the gold Zor.
Yeah.
What did I pick?
I love Side Up's my favorite. He
Yeah,
has
Zor.
yeah, but this little Side Up was so adorable. And he had it sold. And I was like, I'll buy him if he doesn't sell. And he sold that market. Another one.
Usually that's stable. They're doing good. All right. How's everybody doing?
That's an 8.
Really good?
So it's decent.
Good to see you all. Is there any recapping needed? Did we get through it?
He explains.
Okay. Anybody else around the table need recapping?
Oh, that's 8.
Okay, you guys had come to the temple. So before we move forward, tell me what did you all imagine as your next steps?
Well, mine is.
Oh, yeah, no.
Want to ask, was the high priest approached us, right?
That was the last scene. Was the high priest came up and well, you certainly started something here.
Yeah.
The burning line statistically only one of
I want to know if they have like categories and stuff, and if so, if I can borrow a skeleton.
You best back off or start with book burning.
That's your next step.
Okay.
I'm on my alarm.
I want to reconnect with my buddy.
With the cleric.
Yeah.
Okay.
My cleric.
Okay.
My buddy.
Cool. What about the two of you? What's kind of as you think about you're back at the temple, the good Duke has caused problems. You just saw a battle between Celestials and demons.
I can show him my orphan.
What are you kind of thinking at this
Oh, I
point?
think you'll like that.
You know, I think that the Duke is a little dangerous to have around.
You're not wrong. Garen, what about your character?
Well,
Passive wisdom, so that should be your wisdom up there.
I feel like Inverse would probably work on the arm right now, but I also want him to get to interact with people, even though it doesn't seem like what he would do. So I'm gonna roll for it.
So I'll say that you had well, you don't have to take a long rest.
Yeah.
So you just have to. So you had at least 10 hours of travel easy that you might have been able to work on an arm. So that's a possibility. What would you do as far as interacting with people here at the temple? What would be what's your next step in your life?
Water in the city of Wakuchi.
Oh my god.
I know the word is but he would start inquiring if the temple has any artisans or artisans or however you say it.
Okay, artisans. Okay. So and two ways.
Just to try to learn from them and maybe see what they specialize in and offer pointers if I know stuff about this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
That's where I got my pipe.
Nice.
Right.
And Braden, your David's mindset is this got crazy real fast. Is that kind of it, or what?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, The blood war between the hells. I'm just trying to get home, man.
That was a bit like you're a hired mercenary. That was a bit much for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm gonna start trying to find my people and get them home.
And you're like, these certainly are not my people.
Excuse me.
There's a lot of crazy going on.
Find my
We seem like a very normal book.
sail across the ocean.
This is a normal organ. Like,
I'm so glad I'm the only normal one here. We're all thinking. And then Giblet's thinking about the organ.
And then what would Oz be? What's Oz's next step here?
We managed to we managed to narrow it down to the range of basically so we're on good track.
Apparently Oz is far more concerned about getting Bathroom out of part Goldman is.
Okay.
I think that's still Oz's primary
Like
concern.
we need to get that thing where you don't have to start. Okay.
Yeah, apparently Oz is more concerned about that than everyone else.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I mean, if there's time, let's stop by the library again.
Maybe return some items or like book drop, or are you looking for swap? Yeah. Oh no.
we can take
Yeah. Okay. Ben, what did you say you were working on?
I could
Well,
use
if
the demon.
we haven't fully solved Duke's full
Basically,
demon problem, what I'm going to do is probably talk with the paladins and get tips from them because they probably have a lot of experience fighting demons.
Okay.
So probably good to have.
All right, you're like, I'm gonna go interrogate some paladins about some tips for demon attack, demons, and whatnot, warfare. Okay. Cool. So I owed you information on Sephi, I think.
Yes, you did.
So remind me what I was supposed to give you before I forget.
What's the line order? Down.
I take it the passageway open up for
And just as a reminder to people, so you remember what it is, this place that you have docked at. No, apparently not. Yeah. Okay. So just as a reminder, this is what the Temple of Lathander looks like. And you get the only difference between this picture, where when you first flew up before, the area around in the ethereal plane around this was just kind of standard gray, nothing too crazy. Now there are a half dozen of each of the celestials or paladins or the more powerful people kind of flying through the air on patrols. And then instead of a fairly empty space, you have basically a dozen squads of paladins, and the whole place is much more active. Beehive shaken situation. So yeah.
So
Okay. So we're gonna start. Let's start with Ben here. So Ben, how would Elwyn go about who after the initial you guys have started something, the cleric kind of says we can get you we need to get you settled, and he pulls you all into basically a large conference room of sorts to try and work some things out. After a little bit of basics recapping of the situation, you guys kind of swap notes. He'll stick around for anyone who wants to talk to him, but anyone who wants to wander about can. After you guys kind of brief him on what you've been through, that kind of thing. So who would you go to? Where would you go?
The head paladin.
The head paladin, and what was her name?
I was actually looking at it.
I'm like, I actually looked up her character stuff. That's right.
I took notes too. Just don't look at them.
Take Giblet.
They're just drawing.
Okay.
Yeah, I read that was one time. I just don't go back and look at them. I did have a character.
I usually take notes.
So what?
While I'm thinking about it, did you guys have a head cleric's name too? I'm spacing on everybody. Sunstrider.
Yeah, see, I don't have to look at my notes. I mean, I had it written down, obviously.
Did I say what his first name was? I feel like I have it. It's just my brain's not remembering exactly what it was.
I'm sure he does. I haven't written down.
Technically, I think the bull.
I did not write down the first name. I remember he has.
Oh, well, let me
I
check.
think it's
Maybe.
better than abstract concepts of trying new things.
Marty, like the dog,
Steve.
not the left, like me and Marley's situation.
No, I didn't even write his name down, I don't think, so.
I may not have said it. That's probably my fault.
I think you did. I just elected not to write it down.
I didn't even write down his name.
I probably have it here. Okay, so Ben, you would say you were going to go to the head paladin, Fina Bright.
Yeah.
And how do you approach her? Like you go find her. She's not far off. She's actively kind of telling a couple squads, giving them orders, that kind of thing as you walk up.
Right. I guess. Oi, Miss Paladin lady.
Okay, so stairs, water.
It's good to see you again.
Right. I had a few questions. As you know, Mr. Skeleton guy kind of got us all into a bit of a problem with those demons and whatnot.
I had a feeling you all were trouble. Maybe not you specifically, but your group was a little chaotic, if nothing else.
Yeah, which is why I wanted to ask you, I figure that you fight a lot of demons and whatnot. I kind of wanted to ask for your advice on fighting them, wrangling them and using them to work as a cohesive unit. Tough.
It takes a bit for new squads to get into a groove. You're right. And sometimes that's the kind of teamwork that's forged, by fighting side by side. And sometimes you're right, as a leader, you kind of have to step into that role of manufacturing situations to draw people together.
White stair, is our most platform.
From where do you
See.
You can't see. Like,
Well,
around.
I'll see what I can do, but Gold School takes kind of front stage a lot. So.
Shit. Cool.
Gold school.
Yeah, gold.
Like gold stool?
Gold stool.
Or like golden stools, which is something that sounds painful.
I'm thinking old school.
That too. Okay.
But I'll see if I can whip them into shape. I'll do it.
Do you have much experience with leadership?
With as much room as I can manage.
I mean, I used to run my own little adventure group. We've disbanded
A
though.
little bit of a run up and take like a week as far out as I can. See what there is.
Oh.
Why would you want to do that? They're
If
I'm the
I
god of
might
knowledge,
I might have a book on
his thing.
on
You want to
leadership.
throw him in this? No,
It's not that.
goes out there, I'm the only one who gets to see things. And say, look,
Well,
I might have
if
something
anyone go out there,
you
I
could
want
borrow.
to see me. All right,
Alright. I guess we make do with that.
Are you much of a reader?
We gotta get him. We gotta get him
It's for a gold guy.
You did.
I see. So you're thinking giving him a book on leadership will help him get you in trouble less.
Maybe. Maybe not. Well, start.
I mean, if you want to convince your group to run some training exercises with me, I might be able to do that too. We can work you through my standard squad development program. Just the crash course of it.
You know what? I get the feeling that some of them are going to absolutely suck at it. So I might just do that. Just 'cause it'd be funny to see it.
Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It's probably one of the dead dudes, trust me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, one of the dead guys.
No.
The dead guy. No, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody take the opportunity to laugh.
And then were you going to ask about? You said fighting demons too.
Yeah.
What's that? How would Ellen go about asking about that particular thing?
Oh, really?
So,
It's torches all time.
I
Like,
don't
it's not on my finger. Why?
How exactly do you go about doing it? We've had a few run-ins with them before, but
Use
I've heard
resources.
a few punches that can.
My skin resource.
I heard you took a few punches. Sorry, that squad over there is training very loudly. She yells. So you were saying you got punched in the kidneys by a demon?
No, it wasn't me. It was that guy. Yeah, he took two punches to his kid.
Oh my
This
god.
wasn't me. So.
Clearly a better learning environment. I can't fuck somebody.
Who's got the highest strength?
I'm gonna read about myths here.
I've been combing through this whole thing. No, not
Might have to
Pigs. Anything before page 220 is fine because we got to the last third of it. Anyway. So we're gonna get. Okay. So you were asking, how do you avoid kidney punches, or how do you keep unversed from getting kidney punched? By demons?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, him. But I mean, if you were to form that explanation in a way where I could avoid them, not that it would happen to me. It would.
Well, the first thing that's going to help with demons is, have you ever considered making a regular habit of talking to the Lord of Lights? Because he's the one who empowers me and protects me when I'm fighting creatures like that of sincere evil.
That's fair.
And then it'll pop into my head, inner thoughts real quick. Gallagher, you got anything to deal with demons?
I mean, I had a couple friends sometimes, but I mean, most of the time they're a bit wild, you know. I kept my distance. Every now and then I trick them into doing something bad for me because they're not always that bright, but they're kind of tough.
I'm gonna pop back in. Okay. I mean, I don't know if that's really an option for me, but I
You can always ask for the light when it's darkest. Just remember that. Just remember. But if there are some things you're working on, I get that. She'll give you a little. So she'll end up getting you like that book on leadership, and attached is a small thing on like the basics of prayer. And the first thing's like, remember that Lathander's good and cares about you.
the Sunday school teacher.
Yeah. I mean, she's a high level paladin, so she's not always heavy handed, but like it's very direct with what you're talking about. So, like, best way to fight demons, have some light in you.
Be a good guy. But
Yeah. So, but if that's here, let me show you this book. And she's gonna work with you a little bit. She'll walk you over to one of the spots. And so this whole thing is gonna take, if you're willing to commit a couple hours to this.
Oh yeah.
So let's have you make just make an intelligence or wisdom check. Yeah.
One is the highest on my two. So let me see.
That is now officially the most Ben has gotten to talk in this whole campaign.
Oh,
I think that's the most Ben's character has talked in character the entire campaign.
We should have had Elwin talking to every NPC. I'm obsessed with Elwin's perception of everyone.
Yeah.
Like 3 months later, and this is how you feel about my character.
Yeah, well, it was what, 2 sessions ago? It was like 2 sessions ago where he was like, oh yeah, the one that dies all the time, and I was like,
Yeah. I'd say the only person whose name he actually remembers is Dave.
yeah,
You're gonna remember my next
Singles.
the rest of us either don't get named or we get some
Yeah,
unversed.
I
I wrote a 9 on this.
Okay. 9 on week. All right. Well, she's not a very good teacher either. So she's like trying to show you a side move, like to knock someone's hand back, to block a kidney punch and like sidestep. Actually, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you watch martial arts videos on like, so it's that hit one where you step in, like someone punches at you, and you like throw with your hip.
Yeah.
And she's like trying to show you, and for whatever reason, the way she's working the hips is just not like you're not able to focus on the actual martial arts of it. So if that fits your character,
I mean,
so
what's your strength score?
do what?
What's your strength score?
Hers?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I think they are too.
So she's pretty well. She's beefy. She's someone who can who can do full plate easily. And like it takes an hour before she really breaks a sweat on this. So she's got some vigor. Anyway, so that happens, and you need, and she's struggling for whatever reason. She seems to be struggling to like communicate it too, but she keeps trying to model it, and you're having a hard time learning it. Whatever the environment isn't conducive to you picking any actual tips up.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. All right. So while Elwin is doing that. I'm assuming there's some sort of arm wrestling match that's going to happen. So, Meadow, let's go to you. And so, Giblet is the goblin is in that room. So, flashback 2 hours because Elwin's doing his thing for 2.5 hours. And make sure and add those 2 books. Like one's like basic prayer of Lathander, and the other is like 10 simple leadership tricks or something, and it's And so she gives these little codex, this small codex.
Yeah, she pushes into my inventory.
Yeah. Lathander's leadership skills. That's
How do you spell Lathander? Is it
L-A-T-H.
Two A's and an E. Okay, so Meadow, Giblet wants to reconnect with her buddy, with their buddy.
Their buddy.
Sorry.
No, Giblet was my everything.
With Dave's buddy.
Yeah.
And so.
You all right over there?
That's funny.
Yeah. So after you guys debrief, he's sitting on the other end of the table. He kind of sits down and he's just like.
How long did say this on
Okay. So where am I on this table?
So-
We're about position now.
However you feel, wherever you think Giblet would have gone.
Okay, so Giblet would most likely be like right next to him.
Okay, like right
already.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like hands over.
He's rubbing his mostly bald head. He has a very kind of Picard look to him, and if that helps anybody. He might be a little more muscular than Picard.
Disrespect on Sir Patrick Stewart's name.
Sir Patrick Stewart, yeah. Like, don't.
Like ripped Picard.
Something like that.
So how you doing?
Well, this is the most exciting, most active this place has been in 40 years. So that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those, you know, when a random demon or two shows up on your doorstep, that's fine. But Lathander sent a lot here, and I'm glad to see that this temple getting the attention because I think it's good. I'm nervous for my trainees though. It's scary to go through.
Sorry, I got to the origin of forces.
Cool.
What the hell?
So, Hunter, I'm gonna keep going here.
Sorry.
Okay. But that's cool.
Sorry, I totally forgot you said I'm not going.
I'm worried about my trainees. I'm worried about the paladins we've been working with, the clerics, the librarians.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sure they'll be okay though. I mean, they got buddies that are strong, tight knit, and for the most part.
It sounds like you all were able to do a fair share of damage to some pretty powerful beings.
Yeah. Do you want to see what I got?
Sure.
Advertisement. So give it pictures of the wolf. This is Oliver.
You've named it. What is this squishy, drippy thing? Actually, hold on. Don't tell me. Just wait, no. Did you? Is this?
I have the name.
Go for it.
Yeah. Is it on like the pillow you stole from me?
No, the pillow I use it for myself because I was like, Oliver, me. This is a Giblet's dilemma for bed. Oliver gets nice pillow, or do I get nice pillow? So it's not like you'll get it tomorrow night, Oliver. He never gets it the next night. So it is the
Things happen with the light.
Virok.
Cares not about.
It's an organ of a Virok. I ripped it out myself.
The life embodies the cyclical nature of existence.
We got it when we went through a funny looking
You dead down
portal
there?
in a frog butt cave.
Come on down, the water's great.
Well,
How you doing, buddy?
this is the kind of thing that can make a normal person lose their lunch.
I know. That's why I'm not normal.
rope slowly forward,
It's
one hand at a time, and keep
I
my
don't-
finger above
cleric
the
to
water.
cleric. This has an interesting
Oh, it's submarine out here.
energy around it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's Oliver's energy.
Don't look.
Is Oliver what you named the V-Rock, or
No, just the organ.
so you've named just this one Oliver?
Yes.
What? Why Oliver?
Um,
I'm gonna give this back to you now.
okay.
Okay.
I'll put him away. He gets shy.
Oh yeah.
Well, I named him Oliver because the pink person. If you haven't noticed, there's a pink person on our team. They're my buddy. And they have a little cyber dragon named Olivia.
Oh.
So I was like, I want my little buddy. So Oliver.
So,
There's not a lot of ropes in libraries.
are you hoping to like reanimate this somehow, or?
Oh no,
it's just-
he's dead.
Okay. Okay. You know,
That's not
Unique to our party.
No, we're drafting psych wards here.
I've seen some things. A pet organ is a new one.
Yeah.
And you said it's what part of the body did you think it was?
What did we think?
I can't remember which one. Was it the heart?
Kidney. It's like a kidney.
Kidney. I've been favoring kidneys lately. I'm just wondering if 3 weeks ago I was in heart mode.
I don't know. I don't think it was a heart. I think I would have remembered if you said heart.
Okay.
You just said organ,
Kidney?
and then last week we were just like talking.
I imagined it as a kidney.
Then we'll call it a kidney. Well, you know, it's possible you might be able to use this.
Yeah, just gonna aim at this.
You know, we're big on rehabilitation and repurposing. We might be able to find a way to do something with this. Who do I can? What do you want to do with it?
Well, I can't arm wrestle it.
That's true.
It doesn't have arms. So.
Do you want to arm wrestle while we think about this?
Oh my gosh, you read my mind.
He's a real people person.
This is the first time somebody's asked me to arm wrestle. This is great.
A lot of weird things.
We're doing strength or athletics.
Either?
Okay, I'm using athletics.
I'll tell you, he's not.
I got a 21.
Who am I to brush?
Where's his stuff? I had his stuff here. Oh, that's so nice. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't come back to you. Thanks. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
There's the paladin. Where are you?
It's like I'm just like enunciating.
Okay. What'd you roll?
I'm not. It's a cave sun, but the chances of being a cave sun are greater than zero.
He holds it for a good amount of time, but it gets to the like here and you slam it. Yeah. Keeping me up. Give it. Yeah, and so you'll do a couple more rounds of that. Let's see, just generally, he's probably not going to do better than you most of the time, but make 2 more rolls for me.
I got
He just takes a running
a
dive.
16 and an 11.
Okay, so actually, you win the first 2, but the last one, he shakes it off, and you're feeling a little tired, or you just didn't want to make it so bad. He ends up winning that last one.
He's my
So,
friend. I'll let him win.
so what do you want to do with this?
I kind of just want to keep it in my possession. He's funny. I like bringing him out. See their reaction.
Do you think over time this is gonna get a little messy? If you just arm wrestled the hand he was holding Oliver with, so he wiped it, but there's still like you guys are sharing like goops.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna be sad when it decomposes fully, but that's what I'm just gonna do.
Okay, so
We're gonna try.
well, I guess for now we'll just let it be. If I think of something, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right. What do we? So real quick before I forget again, what were you supposed to know about sex?
Learn whether it's your equal, superior, or inferior in any 2 of its stats or class levels.
Okay.
I'm gonna choose class levels. Is Seppi my equal, inferior, or superior?
She is superior in class level.
Okay. That's scary.
Actually, but yeah, so she's is it just whether it's superior or do you get specifics?
It's just whether it's
She has more levels than you.
okay.
Yes. Her milkshake would bring more people to the yard than yours.
Okay, and then
I don't know why. I'm so sorry.
and then I also get to know if she's equal, superior, or inferior in. I'll go with charisma.
Her charisma is a straight 10.
Okay.
Considering
Okay,
you are
cool.
superior.
What am I not?
Me
It is a minimum of 5 feet and a maximum theoretically infinite.
Oh, okay.
So and just
Cool.
throw a dart
All right.
between those.
Awesome. Okay, so that happens. So let's Oz. Where's Oz right now? Remind me. Oz is trying to figure out the actual demon problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Oz is gonna stay on plot.
Okay. And is the good Duke with you? You asked them about the catacombs and an extra body part. Okay.
I assume Oz is attempting not to stray too far from Goldman, just in case there's a solution at hand.
Okay. So you're trying to stay close in case anything weird happens or in case a solution presents itself.
Yeah, basically.
And do you ask anyone around as he's asking around about catacombs and stuff?
Yeah, I might offhandedly. Yeah, I assume I find the nearest like person in armor, and I'm like, that's probably a high level cleric, right?
More like the
This guy's into the
Arrow.
cleric again.
Actually, yeah. Wait a minute, that might be good.
I'm only got one arm though.
Oh, that'd be a problem. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, inverse. Give me like one of your artificer checks too.
Does he have like robes? Like if I like
intelligence.
The smallest
Whatever we've been doing for
I
artificer.
could like think about it if I do like robes.
Yeah, they have the river.
Yeah, but
He has robes.
like robes I could conceal not having an arm in.
You can do a performance check.
Oh, too bad you didn't have performance.
Inverse. What was your
23.
Okay. So I'll say that what materials would you use while you're on the ship?
Do we have any gold?
How do you make gold?
I mean, if you wanted to melt down 100 gold coins
I'm gonna
of
see
your
what I
own
have.
money into something that's meant to be an arm for the good Duke, you could do
I'll check
that.
how much I have.
Okay.
That he won't get.
Pretty much just stairs and then it ends, and then it's just a complete drop.
For my performance I rolled a 15.
It's just
Okay.
I don't know where it stops.
And that was with the altar self.
Disguise.
I'll ping you on Discord.
I spent 100 gold.
All right, so you're gonna burn 100 gold, melt it down, and spend 10 hours trying to form it into an arm that he can use.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that's artificing. Make an Arcana check as well.
That was my fault.
More or less sort of
15.
I'm not above grade.
4. That's 24.
hang on to.
Okay, and would you have told him you were working on this, or did you just walk up after the fact?
Once again.
I probably would have told him.
Okay.
You do want an extra arm, right? Alright, I'll be with you in a few
So,
years.
so he asks you this, and then you guys kind of go in and do your debrief. But he asks you that like the day before as you're traveling, basically. And so he ends up finding you. Actually, you walk up to see. Do you have True Sight or anything like that?
Nope.
So okay, so you walk up and you see Oz talking with. Actually, make a perception.
Oh yeah, no, if you can
Do you have a helmet on?
25.
So it's there's something about the way that he's moving that doesn't feel right, and you in your keen awareness of who the good Duke is, and that he usually hangs out more with Oz. You see what should be the head cleric walking with Oz, but you're pretty sure it's not.
Do this out.
You're pretty sure it's the Duke.
Yes.
Spoilers.
It's very distant.
It doesn't change your voice, right?
No, but I can completely mimic people's voices.
But you weren't mimicking
I'm
it.
not mimicking voices.
No.
I got that.
Oh, wonder. Undisguised love and
I just
slap on.
Okay, so you just burn that spell.
It's not
It doesn't take spell.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool.
It's crazy.
Splendid, thank you.
So you have a golden arm now.
Oh,
I need you to make. Do you have any natural magics or anything? I'm trying to remember.
I have Fey Touch, so I have Dissonant Whispers and Misty Step.
wait, what's the constant?
And you're a rogue right now, only?
Yes.
Okay. This is more. Just, what do you got? You got an
Does it
idea?
look weird?
His arm?
Yeah.
We're trying to find out because he had a pretty good Arcana check, but it's also the reception of it. So I'm trying to think of how his magical energies would be measured in this instance.
Yeah.
So,
Does it look weird?
because it's not just an intelligence thing. You know what? We're going to treat it kind of like we would a sorcerer and base it off of your charisma.
Perfect for me. Alright,
Because it's your ability to it's almost like trying to connect with the arm as a thing. So it's an awkward type of attunement situation.
14.
Okay. So you had a 14 total and you had a 25. Okay. So yeah. So between the two of you, his incredible artificer and arcane skills and knowledge, he is able to basically guide you into a relationship with this arm. In a real, and it sort of tingles for a moment, and then locks into place and feels surprisingly natural.
I choose to imagine.
Thank you, my friend. Here, and, yes. No, pull out a little ring for my thanks. It's just like a little ring with a gemstone on it. Little gold ring.
Do you know how? Is it worth a certain amount or anything?
It's just golden junk rings.
You give him his.
All right. It's so this ring. Yeah. Okay. So he gives you. So add it to your inventory. A ring with a gem in it.
I have a question then, Nate.
Okay.
Am I still attuned to the bracer? Because that's no longer my arm anymore.
Oh boy, I've already told you what I did.
3 arms.
I'm just gonna get
General
more and
agreement.
more arms.
That'd be cool as fuck. Wait a minute. Can Goldman do that?
You what?
How many arms can I get?
Why did you say?
You don't feel any disconnection.
Right.
That but you also you can't necessarily feel the other arm either. But there's something like in the back of your mind you can. The attunement to the item hasn't gone. Doesn't seem to go away. Make a wisdom check. 15 or higher is what I'm looking for. Okay, no? Okay, cool. Cool. All right, with that. So you have an arm now, so that happens. And where would David be with all of this?
What were you expecting? Do we still need Yes.
Yeah.
Make sure you play it.
Don't you inspect the catacombs?
It's already in the
You're
water.
asking me if you want me to. I'm good.
I'm
You made a potentially like
They're done.
no, you're not. I made a really good
I'm not
This-
scared.
Yeah.
So right now we have, if you wanted to look over here, we've got the characters over here, the Hero Forge versions.
make sure.
They don't have the
It's
classes
not too chaotic. So,
and it's a
Which
little
I'll be the
dysfunctional
I've never been
situation going. But right now we've
I'll be the shop.
real fast for the sake of context, since Kimball's watching in, can you guys say your just describe your characters real quick?
Yes.
Oh, we dealt with
And
Oh,
then
me
Will,
first. Yeah. Right. Oz is a warlock, pink tiefling, and
Historically speaking, historically speaking, the classification of
There it is,
this
thanks.
isn't a modern thing. Like there wouldn't be back in there wouldn't be bastard sword, long sword, claymore. It was just sword.
they're
It
cool.
was just sharp metal.
What about I'm playing Duke Goldman. He's a skeleton with dressed in noble attire and a golden skull and
Any
a
sword
golden
could
wreath
be
around his
from
head.
her.
Dang, he's a rogue.
It's just something you do to increase the strength of swords and fuck with your own screen. I know weird
I'm
things.
playing Dave.
I bet you
Dave
watch
Shadow versus David.
From time to time.
He's a fire type and his race is intelligent, so he's an elf, but he changes with the seasons. Currently, he's in his fall form, so he's got a lot of like brown, red, yellow leaves in his hair. He's got the shiniest armor you've ever seen.
Really hurt.
Yeah. Blood everywhere.
Hamburgers.
I'm playing Giblet. Full name Giblet Bite Size.
I didn't remember that.
I forgot
one of
you
my
had
favorite.
a
You forget. I will never forget Gimlet Bite Size. That's one of the best names I've ever heard.
And he's there
I'm
goblin
picturing like
cleric
special
who
effects.
what's the one that was Tempest cleric.
Take up
So my god is Thor, so it's thunder and lightning.
the sword
And
finishing.
they got this little, like they just got mismatched clothes everywhere, and then their hair like stands up, like they just got electrocuted.
Stand by.
But yeah, so he's just a little guy.
Right. My character, I play Elwyn, half elf, multi-class between fighter and expert.
Oh, maybe not me.
Black hair.
Attempting Canadian flag, but it's no.
Oh, it's fine. My character is Inverse, who is a alchemist with a plague doctor style appearance and a hood. And he is also a zombie, but he tries his best to hide it.
He goes to the gym.
Lots of elements.
Yes, sorry. There's a. Yes.
Is that information available on? I heard it was like a Discord server.
There is. So we work through the esports Discord, and then there's a sub.
You gotta.
And so I think we posted all that back in November for in the Monday campaign, I think. Yeah, it should, and then that's where they posted. I think that's where they posted most of it. Yeah.
I can always send my air forces I made.
Night has
That's true.
Was that Yoda?
That's her character.
Well, since you untied the rope,
It's a
you
Tempest
know the
goblin.
bit, so you're not on the rope.
Tempest cleric
He
goblin.
thinks you're
Okay, so
all your armor.
with that, we were at Dave Id. Dave Id was questioning his role in this party, right? So what would you be trying to do? You notice that your friend Elwyn has gone off and talked with the head paladin and seems to be going through some sort of martial training. Make an insight check. And Elwyn, make a... would you be... what kind of check would it be? Because this is just you struggled. Would you be trying to hide the fact that you're distracted when you're training with her? Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
Don't matter. Not anyway.
So Elwyn seems to be having a hard time focusing during their training session, and that's about all you get with that. But yeah. So then what would Dave Id be doing?
We just agreed to say
I'm gonna wait for them to be done so I can tell.
Okay. What would you do in those 2 hours? Because it takes them 2 hours to be done. Stare at them awkwardly.
Join an arm wrestle.
I'll observe from a distance, see if I can even learn anything.
All right. Make a intelligence or wisdom check.
I would go with 19.
Okay. She's trying to show him a like when somebody does a punch at you, that you can kind of step forward, twist, and use your hip and thigh to shove them backwards off their foot like a sweep. And and there's just like they do it over and over again. But in that process, she both of, like he seems confused and she's like not articulating the steps well. But you watch long enough that you're able to get a sense that you get a little bit of sense of this move as a fighter.
Okay.
So you can kind of pick it up better than he did. You're also a little further away, so maybe that distance allows some clarity of perspective.
Then at that point, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah. We're just not no.
if I'm,
So I'm going to get close enough to.
what you're trying to explain is this.
But far away enough.
I'm just holding it over your mouth for reason. Don't worry about it.
Her, the paladin? Yes.
I have her like come at me and I try to do the moves.
Okay. Make a performance check. Make an intelligence or wisdom check.
I would crack this like with one finger that so I don't crack it.
Oh no. When she keeps my performance rates, 12.
I gotta
Elwyn, she she gets a little bit offended, and maybe that, yeah. But Ellen, whatever he's trying to do, like you don't even look at what he's doing. As he's like, come at me. She does it kind of begrudgingly, but you don't even look at what he's doing. During this process.
I'm locked in, but not on what I should be locked in on.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So that was a failed attempt, whatever it was. But you feel real good about it. You feel like the best mansplainer ever.
Get it. I get it.
Yeah, Meadow knows that all too well.
Oh, no, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, library.
It's a terrible habit. Anyway.
I think I mansplain as not a man somehow.
Oh, no, I
Would that be somebody else?
Uh,
No, I can absolutely guarantee I Brand, I just
Yeah, what's up?
got my ass off.
it's gonna take you down the hall a little bit.
You guys can hear laughter. You can distract us and not think.
What are you talking about? Fine.
Sorry for the.
It's all good, you know. PG.
Making a perception check.
All right. What'd you roll? I rolled a 22.
Oh, what'd you get?
21. Oh.
So you know him well enough, but he still seems most like there's something
He's
like,
gonna end up doing the most damage.
that your default is like, okay, I'll trust him on this. Like there's something, but man, okay, all right. I'm trusting.
All right.
Yes. That makes sense.
So far, we rolled a 2.
So
Well, I must confess on myself.
It wasn't.
I should talk a little louder because I can't hear you guys at all.
I feel honestly, I feel like I'm in more danger.
Yeah.
I myself
Honestly,
not
I feel like the most dangerous place in the world to be is right next to the guy he's trying to.
How much have I told you of where I'm from?
Hardly anything.
But
I don't really bother her, so.
Seems
like it'd be overplayed at some point, but I can see that.
Probably, but you
the
know.
original
This whole initial joke will be based off a misconception from missampled evidence, you know.
during the spell play,
Or maybe someone just trained him wrong, you know.
We trained him wrong on purpose because it was fun.
Yeah.
I was out on patrol with my fleet. But now all these places that disappeared during spell play
Does that count?
Yes.
Woo!
but that was 100 years ago.
That's
And
like 4 messed up today.
this
Yeah.
I have 5.
There you go.
to me, I feel like
We're gonna need like full
I
count
started
just to see how many we're at.
and tried to get us back. You're an half elf,
Yeah.
You were not meant to hold a single finger off this one. There's a tendon
Are
here
also
that really actually.
I appreciate the offer, but, well, no one's gonna take like a small little glance at this glaive. Kind of got my own business I need to take care of before I
I think we did exactly. I came into the session with Crystal when I was very hurt. Then again, I'm
Well, if you ever feel
Oh, wait,
danger,
no, no. So yeah.
but
Wait, we can do that?
I'll probably be departing here sooner rather than later.
Oh no, we just.
Alright.
Enjoy the train.
I will. And you enjoy wherever the road takes you.
Follow around stage fire.
So where would David go next?
Probably.
Alright. Not gonna talk to any of the paladins here or anything?
Nah.
Okay.
I feel that at this point I know a little more
It's called something.
martial combat than they have.
And nothing about getting home or anything either?
No, I'm
Just checking.
I'll probably just ride back to the. Or I'll probably, I'll go talk to Seth and see when we plan on hitting the radio.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
I forgot
While you're doing that, Ben, what would Ellen be doing after the training? Clearly the head paladin is a little frustrated by how that ended, and it seems like it's not connecting. So how would you end that situation? Like, how would the training end?
Considering you just need half the fires of God upon
I'm like debating on how funny I want to be right now.
How brutally honest.
Yeah.
He's a little closer to
What would Ellen do?
Okay.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't quite grasp
I
it,
gotta get going.
but I mean,
Thursday?
you're gonna be honest.
Okay, send me a stuff.
All right. I'll work
It's
on
not
it
that.
tonight.
It's not that I just wasted 2 hours of my life, but I mean, I'm sure I've seen enough that I can formulate something out of it.
I can talk.
Something.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's
That's not necessarily martial arts, but it's definitely something.
You guys, you hear that?
I'm putting in a nat 20 on an insight check.
Yes,
What, and what's her bonus on insight?
It's like
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
anti-fire, like they're kind
You got your ass.
I mean, hey, I guess me and Goldman, we can make a club of who got banned from the
Insights was
the
So she got a 21 on insight. What's she getting from that? What's the body language interpretation she's getting from this like emotional state of
of.
Elwyn?
We still feel like.
If you're not trying to hide anything, and
Yeah.
Like, isn't
I was gonna say because of where you guys are.
so is she feeling nervous, awkward?
well, not nervous or awkward. More so he's like, I mean, you can tell that he's definitely trying to be as nice as possible.
Okay.
Only because he doesn't want to get full.
Is there is there any sort of other tension going on as well,
It's like the Lincoln Memorial.
or like attraction or anything like that?
I mean, there could be.
Okay. I just need to know if that is. We're gonna just let's check. Think about it.
Story.
It will be there. So text me your ideas or message me your ideas. And it's amazing. He has a vow of celibacy. Does he really? Wait, that does change the game a little bit. I mean, maybe. Or add some drama.
It's not impertinent.
Okay, so she would be getting that, like, you're trying to be nice, but this is really awkward for you.
Yeah.
Okay, she's super insightful. So if there's any hints of other emotions going on, she would probably pick them up too. So what would those be,
side,
if any?
bottom to the water to the other.
Probably like. I almost want to say like slight annoyance, just because like, wow, I spent 2 hours.
Okay.
And it's
You could type in rocks to someone and drop them to
Well, the teacher's only as good as the student. Maybe you're right. Maybe your team does need a little training, and maybe it's not the good Duke. That's the main problem here. But let me know if you want me to work with your squad. Maybe all together, maybe we'll have better results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if it's not the good, it's not the good puke. It's probably smart guy Zaz. I think his name was. Yeah, good name Zaz.
Everybody missed him calling you the good puke. Oh my God, no one else. No one else.
I'm trying to figure out how to hold a mic properly.
Also, you been from underneath, like so.
I thought it was like this.
That's what I said.
my brother and
Like
my literal
Gandalf,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like
On the
this.
side.
I mean, however feels comfortable for you, it's a cultural thing, but okay.
Yeah.
She will turn in a soldierly discipline, like quick 180 and walk away.
All right, see you around, Miss Paladin lady.
Yeah, and she does the whole like she turns around and does one of those salute things that they do here,
Yeah.
and turns back around, very curt, just very. Where would Ellen go after that?
Probably go to the good, that leadership.
Make an investigation check.
Oh wait, yeah.
What did I make money?
Let's see, what's my spell DC?
I got a 6.
What did you get?
6 on investigation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What are you investigating?
I'm trying to find the good.
Oh,
Bouncing around a little bit.
somewhere around here, I'm sure.
You missed the epic fights from last. Demons and angels and stuff, but this is fun.
I don't know how epic that battle was. It's pretty one-sided.
Yeah, it was.
It was big enough to be called epic, levels wise. But yeah, the rolls were definitely in the favor of the Celestials in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the good Duke is around here somewhere.
So investigation check.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
And yours was an 8 on yours.
Yes.
Okay. You guys both are like wandering around for quite some time. At one point, you're like both in places you didn't mean to be, and end up walking around a corner into each other. Like, oh gosh, and it's Ellen and Dave again. Oh, didn't I just talk with you? What are you? This is why are you here?
Oh, you.
Yeah, this place is amazing.
He's not wrong.
Oh, yeah, go look around. You can find a remote.
Let's try this.
Batteries.
Yep.
There are no dials on the don't work. The batteries are.
Do you guys want to work together as a team this time? So someone can roll with advantage here.
Yeah, you go.
No, probably no intelligence.
Okay.
So you guys swap stories about where you've just been and how good. What do we
One
get?
at Man is King among
I
us.
imagine that's probably what it was.
That's true. We have the high end characters in one game.
Yeah.
So you guys wandered for a good 45 minutes. What's the other half of the part? Gimlet, where would you go when you were done with arm wrestling and Oliver?
People is never done with Oliver.
Okay. So I guess poke around for remote. Thin. Long.
Can I ask the
bunch of
high
buttons.
cleric if he wants to have tea again?
I certainly would. I do. It is kind of. I do need to start making some rounds.
Can I join you?
Yeah, sure.
Yay.
Sure.
I'll join you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm gonna be like,
Okay. And so he's gonna be checking in with people. So it's gonna be a series of conversations. So what are you hoping to get out of it? Enjoy your Japanese class, Ben.
See you guys.
Bye.
Good role play.
It's an old.
Brayden, you want to go over there where you don't have to bang your knees against the table? Good. I can't hear that side of the table as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Big break. It's a big
I'd probably.
Or you'd already.
I mean, I'd probably just join in for just fun because I was like, I like hanging out with the high cleric. He's my friend, so I'd probably be like, like when there's a big boss talking, and then you got the friend that's like, yeah.
So you're acting like a hype man?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a charisma check or performance check.
He just took my dice tray.
How dare
My dice
he?
tray.
Our dice tray.
Oh, it's
Okay, it's
We're all very bad. Well, no, technically, I don't.
nat 20.
Okay.
The
So all like you somehow you're listening very keenly to the conversation, to the conversations he's having. He checks in with the librarians and their research, and he's asking that and like he's doing the people travel path. If you guys know that. If you've ever been trained at McDonald's management, I'm probably the only one. But it's a people travel path, so he's like touching base with all the different people, checking in about their kind of daily routines, making sure that for the librarians, he's been having them do research on portals and planar travel, and and you're like you're either asking reinforcing questions whenever they seem confused. And it still feels natural in the conversation. when he gets over to the soldiers, he's like, he'll be doing the correcting of their arm or encouraging them in their prayer, that kind of thing. So you're kind of listening in, and it's just like just the right moments, you're adding just the right words.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Give us maybe.
Do you have anything that in your mind that this would be how that looks for you?
I can cook them for you. Unless we have a microwave.
Not really. All I can think about is like when a little kid gets to go to their parents' work
Microwave.
and thinks, and, you know, they think they're like, I know this information. Yeah. Are you gonna break this out like that?
Like, I know.
Or like when you give the kid like the fake steering wheel.
It is.
So like
it is
they
a
feel like they're
special
driving.
chamber that
That's how good it feels right now.
Okay, you're like, I'm crucial to this operation.
This would not happen without me.
Okay. Usually, how long you want it?
Very cool. Okay, and the other three of you.
We're going to the catacombs.
Okay, and you're looking for another arm?
Work for a second board.
Other things.
Trinkets.
Arms.
Okay. And how would you go about trying to find the catacombs, or their equivalent in this temple?
Just make
Is there a map on the like at a mall? You know how they have the like maps and like it says like you are here.
Nope.
Do you think it would be better for me to disguise myself as the paladin or the cleric? Because I feel like people are scared of the paladin, and they're probably like, "Oh, the cleric, he's a nice guy." I think you're cool, boss.
Yeah, but the cleric would be asking where the catacombs.
How much ice cream?
So the paladin.
What kind?
You think the paladin?
You've also met two acolytes, just to toss a few more at you. You met a male and a female acolyte your first time here.
That's true. Yeah, I guess I'll
Give you some options.
I was gonna say, you think the paladin wouldn't know where the.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I would know if I had seen the catacombs before while we were walking up here? Like last time?
Can I roll to guess?
That would be an insight check with disadvantage, and yours would be you can roll a history check.
Roll it now.
We're gonna be
Stumble upon the catacombs.
Yes,
You said
because you're trying to find. You're still trying to find
On the way out.
Sephi. You said
At the ship, yes.
okay. An 8.
Can I roll history too?
14.
So, I think with I'm gonna say no in this instance because you're asking them.
Yeah.
So that causes that triggers Oz to think through how this place seems to be built. And your history isn't really giving you much. But you start kind of verbal processing what you remember, which helps you gain some insight. Except even with disadvantage, right?
What did you roll?
I didn't roll.
Oh, what did you roll? Yeah, I rolled a 14 with disadvantage.
What was your other roll?
A 19.
Okay. So with a 14 in insight, so you're like, okay, hold on, guys, hold on. And you kind of like you look at how
I do like a beautiful mind style.
yeah, it's one of those. Like, you're like seeing. You're like, hold on. I'm trying to piece it together, visualizing.
Basically, it steals the souls.
That's a good one.
What can we say? I was a fine arts reader.
You know the.
I had to watch movies.
I'm kidding.
Just watching pigeons for their mathematical principles and predictability. So as you try and imagine how this, you're thinking how this temple's built, what you saw from the outside, where, if any place, how would they deal with the bodies if people die?
If people died, right.
Right. Because
People don't die. They apparently just come back.
That's fine. So what's interesting is looking at these two guys, which I think you know both of them are dead now.
I sure do.
Right. So you're looking at both of them and you're like, catacombs don't make any sense, you guys. This is a temple on the ethereal plane. Nothing about this would be final, right? The ethereal plane goes pass through. Souls don't stay here. There are paladins and clerics of high level here. Why would someone die? And if so, why would their bodies be kept here? So that's what your insight kind of makes you reveal.
That is also what I
It's probably not a catacombs. That's not how that is.
Things always fall through.
There may not even be catacombs that we were looking for in the first place.
I mean, yeah, has anything non-native to the ethereal plane actually stayed here when it's died?
That is an extraordinarily good point.
Yeah, well, I'm full of them.
And you remember the temple's only been around for 40, 50 years.
Yeah, oh yeah, right, of course. I was
Man, we are.
And floating in the sky.
it's older than me.
Nobody put a bucket on
Well, could go back to the library. There might be something.
Yeah, we're welcome there.
Yeah. Or we're going to the library instead.
Okay. Going to
We're on a board
library.
copy.
That's not how it goes. Anyways.
Go to the library.
Alright. So
Good idea. I was gonna say,
so Giblet, as you're walking, make a percentile die roll. Dave did make a percentile die roll, and Max make a percentile die roll for the three of you.
95.
Okay.
We don't even know what a microwave is, let alone how much it's
63.
supposed to cost.
That's what he said.
I rolled a 16 on investigation earlier. That helps
As like another investigation check.
to try to get out.
Okay.
I'm very curious
I'm
about
the god of
I think
knowledge.
the percentile was more than a high cleric. If I think I know what's gonna happen.
No, it was more like how close do you guys' percentile die get, and the higher the number, the closer you guys are to converging.
Yeah.
And so he still rolled really low. Dave, if you don't, you get the sense that like you know there are people around, like there's spoilers and stuff around. But you think like if I ask someone soon, I don't have any idea where I am.
You'll be the first body in the catacomb.
I
I don't mind not asking for help. I go for a loss.
This is the true god.
Actually, hold on. Roll a d4.
I suppose
Okay.
you
Yes, it does.
knows
You'll be the first.
where my
Roll a d4.
is.
Okay. As you are wandering about,
I know where to get
for a 2, you are going to walk. You're going to stumble into. You're going to come around a corner and stumble into a human woman in her mid-20s with like long blonde hair, almost Rapunzel style, like down to her knees. And she will have big round glasses like the seer in Harry Potter, the professor up in the tower. What's her name?
Professor Trelawney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that lady. So, but like, yeah, super big glasses like that. Where her eyes are like
I know what that
overly wide.
How about seven?
What are you doing all the way back here?
Just go for a walk.
I don't think you're supposed to be back here, though. Are you? This is I'm pretty sure this is a restricted area, and I don't think you're supposed to be back here. And there's no one else around. Oh, your arm is so shiny.
Well, with prompting like that.
Oh yeah, I know it's great.
What's in your hair?
Oh, that is my hair.
No, what is it? What is it? It's not hair.
Twigs and leaves.
Right as I have
You have twigs and leaves in your hair.
Yeah, and every time I wake up from a nap, it changes seasons. So next it'll be summer and nice
So-
and green.
So like your bed head is just a costume change?
Yeah, kinda.
Wow, that's really interesting. I need to.
Yeah, I got cursed by a face spirit.
Oh, what? A face beard?
face.
That's different. Never mind.
Face
I
spirit.
was cursed by a face beard. I'm sorry.
Face spirit.
A face spirit. I'm gonna write that down. And she pulls out a small little what looks like a prayer book of Lathander, like it's got his symbol on it and everything. And she starts scratching it with a piece of charcoal.
I'm not
You can tell that she's doing a sketch of you.
Literally lit on fire.
It's a terrible sketch. That one. Well, I really do not think you're supposed to be here, but this is fascinating. You really should go back to wherever you're from, because I don't know you and you don't have Lathander symbols. Did you teleport in? Are you one of the bad guys?
Well, I can't teleport. No. Do you mind walking me to where I can be? Because I didn't see any signs that this was a restricted area. And so if I could know, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I can
I can take you to the chapel or the library.
I mean,
was thinking outside.
Oh, so you want to go to the docks? Certainly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Walk in front of me though, because you're bigger than I am, and it makes me nervous.
Sure thing. Just tell me left, right, straight. Okay.
Okay, this will be fun. Like a game. Where I feel completely safe back here. She'll be shouting from like 20 feet back. Left, right. Maybe, no, that's fine. You 10 minutes later, she gets you. Yeah, what do you got?
I pulled a dagger
Okay.
out and I hand it to her.
Let's see.
Will this make you feel safer?
Blade forward?
No, handle.
Like you just flip it around? And...
Yeah, I'm holding the blade, giving her the
Oh,
hand.
huh. Oh, no. I know I'm not. Have a good one. I'm not. No, I'm good without those. Thank you, though.
You still owe me 15 gold.
She says from like 15 feet away. She's like, no, I'm good.
Like I'll put it on the floor and kick it over to you.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
This is the most relatable character you've ever made.
Consider the fact that I didn't roll it off.
You mean like this just feels like me, or feels like you? Like this is who you imagine I am on the inside?
No, I get this character. I understand her on a fundamental level.
Okay. So
Okay.
roll another percentile die for me.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here.
5.
and You're done.
This is not like ethereal playing.
Sorry, what?
Go behave.
Can't think of what I want to do here now. Hold on. All right. So that was meant to be like, did you run into anybody else? That was really what that was going for. So you did not. So you're so focused on like, okay, she's calling out directions, and she's so focused on that like you guys like people will pass by, but no one like you guys aren't really paying attention to be able to recognize anything particular. She does end up getting you out to the docks. Oh, okay, you're good here now. So yeah, and don't come back unless you have like the right to be there. Remember that. That's important.
He was listening very intently.
Scary.
Unfortunately,
Thank you, miss.
Your hair's nice, by the way.
Maybe 4.5.
You know.
Thank
Miss. Oh, my name?
Just watch out for the immortal sort of flash.
Am I supposed to tell strangers my name?
No. Yes.
The lanterns,
Fly to them.
and the flares.
Well, you've been nice so far.
They hate us.
My name is.
They hate you specifically. They love me.
It's so hard to say my own name. You realize? Have you ever thought about this? That you don't ever say your own name to other people unless
Yes,
you're
all the
introducing.
fucking
And
time.
so, if you're someone who say, you grew up around all the same people and you never get introduced to anyone new, then that it's like you're never saying your own name. And it's just this really weird, interesting thing to think about. Like I say my dad's name and I say my friends' names, and I know I never have to say my own name, but it's Galara. Yeah, with a G.
I would never say my
management.
Hi, Dave. And she will take your hand. And is your alignment good, evil, or neutral?
Neutral.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. And she'll she won't hold that hand as much. At least you're not so bad.
If you
keep being not so bad. Maybe try and be more good. Okay. All right. It was nice meeting you, Dave.
Nice meeting you.
Oh shit.
Always taking care of my dude.
I'm supposed to be good right now.
Relatively speaking. No, contextually speaking. No, okay. So that was that. That thing happened. And that was Galara, right? That's what I said. That was the word I said.
Yeah.
Just making sure that I remembered what came out of my
This is the best NPC. I love this NPC so much.
Well, if you get to interact with her more, you may like it even more. So there's history here, but yeah.
I get her. I understand her.
So with that, I just realized I'm alternating colors with Adela. Anyways, gray and purple. Because the bat. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not easily distractible. So the other three. So you guys. None of you cross paths. For the record, like you guys were just always in the wrong parts of the temple. But what were the three of you doing when you went? Oh, okay. There's no catacombs. What were you doing again? Was it the library?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
What's the worst that can happen?
I'm gonna be just regular gold. I'm not gonna
Okay. With a new gold arm.
with a new gold. Although I'm going to.
Points to the water.
I'm gonna be undead, but I am gonna use my have disguise to put like a little like Lathander sign on my chest, as in like I'm allowed to be here.
And you're using what for it?
My disguise self. But I'm only.
All you're doing is adding a Lathander symbol to your clothes, like sewing in embroidery?
No, it's like a little pin, like a little like cop badge pin.
Okay.
I mean, it's.
What does it look like?
It's like a little sun, I guess, and honorary paladin.
It says honorary paladin.
Yeah.
Stickers they give children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it's official.
It's official.
At least Goldman thinks of it.
It's an official child
All right,
sticker.
what color is the sun in this?
Yellow. It's like gold. It's like a golden pin.
Okay.
There's no way you want something not gold.
Yeah.
You know, I have no
Insert
idea.
sheriff badge here? No. Get sheriff badge. I'm just kidding.
I was imagining it with the child stickers. That they're like, here, kid,
Yeah.
become a cop.
You can be.
Yeah.
When you grow up, okay. So as you guys do find it to the library. You guys have been there before, so once you
Yeah.
kind of get
Extremely
readjusted.
familiar. I mean, I've never been here before.
So Inverse, you make it to the library. I think for the first time with them.
Right. We're just here to borrow stuff, right? We're not going to permanently
No.
remove anything from the library.
No, of course not.
It is as you say.
Of course.
No.
All right. Well, do you guys know the categorization system for this library, or do you guys just pick random books to look at?
That's a good point. We just gotta pick fancy looking books last time we were here.
A little bit,
You're
yeah.
literally, can I find something old or
fancy.
filigree or fancy? Yeah.
Yeah, we really kind of were.
We were in a
What's it look like? We're
Alright,
more
well.
judging the book by the cover,
Yeah.
as it were.
I guess I'm gonna. Is there like a head librarian?
That's funny.
Did you ask for one last time? I'm trying to remember.
There was one last
There was
but
a-
I'm going to ask.
Okay,
Like,
so
are they at like a desk or something?
you would be able to find. There are people around, and you imagine it's probably that person with the most books and the biggest desk.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to her and ask her for books about removing curses.
Okay.
Do they
So-
have like the Dewey Decimal System or whatever it's called? The category. What's the library? Is that Dewey?
It is
Yeah.
Dewey Decimal.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they have one
Not
of
in
those?
D&D, because that would be the Dewey D&D decimal system, and that's just too much.
What's a D?
So let's just mess that up.
Durnan.
Dave.
No,
Durnan Decimal
they
System.
use
The Dorgan.
they use the S3 system. She'll tell you. If she hears you guys talking about like how do they organize it, this is an elderly woman, long hair. She does have the robes of Lathander like a cleric would, but they're a little more worn than Sunstriders. And she says, "Oh, we organized the library according to the S3 system. It's the Sunstrider sequencing system. It's the head cleric, Elgin Sunstrider. He's the one who started this library with 5 books,
I didn't
and
realize
he
he was
organized it. He's surprisingly, he doesn't look like it with all those, lines in his arms. Like most clerics don't have those. Awfully interesting to look like a piece of art, really. But he does surprisingly good brains on top of that head of his. On top of inside the brain. The brains are inside.
Usually.
Yes, I saw it in a book once.
So, where would one find books about the subject of alchemy? Are this alphabetical order? Is it topical? Is it?
Oh, and you would ask me another question first.
No.
There's so many. Give me a moment.
I'm so sorry.
So alchemy and
Curses.
Theoretical.
and curses.
Well, how to get rid of it.
Oh, okay, I'm like, I bet we have a book about sailing
not
with
that.
curses in it, but that maybe
Not those type.
there was this one. There was a half orc who fell in love with an elf, and then he ended up becoming a sailor. And that one has some, we'll say, naughty language.
Not that type.
Not that.
Oh,
Not
okay.
today.
So, yeah, not this time. ChatGPT, can you make a sailor novel about Tusk who was in love? No, Tusk at Sea is what this one would be. Anyways.
He's just like saying,
Anyways, I did use that in another campaign, and there's like one of the players is like a 14-year-old boy, and he's like trying to peruse shelves, and he's like, never mind, it was funny. Suffice to say,
I had a character that always tried to sneakily read romance novels
Yeah.
when everybody else was sleeping.
yeah, it was more. He was like, but the actual person was a 14-year-old boy, and he's like, oh gosh, that's not what I meant. Anyway, sorry, back on topic.
I assume this is just the cleric rambling.
Yes, I knew this. I heard about. Anyway, okay. So you were looking for removing curses, and
just because we were
the whole library is about arcane. You have to be more specific, but on removing curses, I guess that is a magical possible effect. But what I can, there might be a section that fits. Could you give me more specifics that might help my search?
Curses from demons.
Okay.
Magically cursed items from demons. Yes.
Perhaps.
That'll work.
We might
Then
have
again,
that.
no, so someone
One
here,
moment.
well, here, since one of these two may or may not have detonated a box of spicy light.
I have an idea. I do think it might be back in the back. Come with me. Come with me. All three of you, stay close. Stay close. And as she stands up, she does have a scoliosis back, aged as it is. As she hunches over, and she's probably about 4.5, 5 feet tall. Come on. All right, let's go see. And she holds on to whatever book she was reading, like she has it in front of her, and it's almost like she's holding it out here as she leads you, and is reading while she leads you. And walking and trying, like every now and then she like almost bumps into a shelf, and then she turns so that she's half reading, half leading. But she ends up pulling out. She rifles down to one of the lower shelves in one of the back corners, and pulls out a codex with the image of. It just looks like a wave crash.
Help me, or I spoil the ending of the
on the front of it in silver filigree. Well, this might be a start. It is a bit older. It is something that it tends to emphasize more things like spiritual cleansings and that sort of thing. But you might find something unique in it that could be helpful.
I'll take it.
Okay. Will you be leaving the library with it?
Possibly.
Then it would be best if you left something for collateral or a donation. And this is a particularly old tomb.
Can I just fill out a form saying I'll bring it back?
I don't really know you, so
I'm an honorary Paladin.
Deception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Alright, I guess we better hold our breaths.
Oh my god. 26.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Even
That was with disadvantage.
Even
I
with
rolled a
advantage, she rolled a 10.
Yeah, no, I rolled a 19. That's my highest. But 15, so yeah, 26.
Oh yeah, because you got, because of course you got a plus 11 in that.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Yeah. So with that,
Yeah, I'm not really equipped to.
Great
I'm an honorary Paladin. As you can see. As I point with my pipe.
well, that's then perhaps you don't. Perhaps you just need to leave a smaller donation. That I certainly can trust you, but we do usually operate in more material trades for these, especially one of this caliber, which is this is probably a 500, usually a 500 gold piece tomb. It's aged in very good condition, but for one such as yourself, perhaps half that as collateral, and then you'll get it back when you return the book.
even though I can't see you.
Okay. Do you give her 250 gold?
Yeah, I'll do.
All right, cool. You now have a book about cleansing. Cleansing of
And find.
cleansing magic is what is what the introduction kind of spells out. Without as you do a cursory pan through. What would the two of you be doing while all that's happening and you see Goldman toss over 250
Frantically
gold?
looking for collateral. Because I have 0 gold right now.
Checking all the
Oh
pockets.
no!
So I actually never picked my common magic item.
I mean, you can.
My mentioned we would have.
Mm-hmm.
So can I just say I made a common magic item like over the course of the adventure?
Search for
Like
any
a
evidence we can find.
clockwork amulet.
You've been making a lot.
Then could I just
But
say
you
I
can
had
say
it?
you had it. Yeah.
Okay, had it.
I
Alright, I'll can I have a clockwork amulet as my item.
Doing any physical
Okay.
damage, less
It's from
damage.
Zen. I'll plan on using that.
As long as yeah. Okay. So and what are you wanting it for? What are you trying to find?
Alchemy, as I said.
Anything
Alchemy. That's right.
depending on how-
Okay.
Maybe look for.
And then what's Oz doing?
You know,
Trying to
looks to
decide
be
what
not
book I want to look for.
but is
An entrance. God, he's a genius. Avoid to God. Take your pick.
I could teach you alchemy.
I'm alright, thank you.
every
You don't have to have anything. I'm just checking.
No. I'm trying to decide between a couple of options.
Okay.
Roll.
I guess I'm
What
gonna go
about-
my own direction to look around. Just try and like find a wall and move from there.
What about like magical influences outside of like curses? Maybe more like not really possession, but like something adjacent to that, perhaps.
Like the powers of Lathander when you draw close to him?
No,
No,
maybe.
child, no.
So,
Are you sure?
well, so of course, I mean, Lathander would. You must know how to protect yourself against these forces.
Oh,
So,
certainly, and that is a good way.
yeah. So knowing about them is a good way to know how to resist them.
Oh,
So,
I see.
yes.
She'll take a moment to think. Meanwhile, Giblets will be going along with the main cleric, and he will, as you're traveling around, and he gets to a point where he kind of takes a moment. You guys stop walking, and he sighs deeply, kind of breathes deeply, and you hear someone shout from across the room, "Papa, Papa, Papa! You have no idea! I just met this strange man in the restricted area. This is not supposed to be, and it was so amazing." And he goes, "Oh, my dear Galley, what are you talking about?"
Do you have any kind of
And he had twigs in his hair, and his armor was so shiny. But I did that thing that I do, and he's not good, but he's not bad. It was very interesting.
This character's really freaking
Was his name Dave?
the walls made of wood?
You told her your name, right?
Yes.
Yes. It was surprisingly easy for him to say his own name.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed? You can only just it's so hard to say your own name.
It's just like you're always saying other people's names, but then your name you just don't know how to say.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? See, Papa, she gets it. Yes. She's or they get it. They are certainly very insightful.
I'm Giblet, by the way.
Oh, I am. See? How do you do it that easily?
Okay,
You was like off the
See,
tongue.
I've met a lot of people in the past couple days, so I just gotten in the groove, but then like I'll go like 10 days without meeting a person, and then I get told, like, what's your name? And then I'm like, what is my name? But I've been so into meeting people recently. Who am I?
But my name is Galara. You know it's easier the more you practice it.
Yes.
I've noticed. Hi, and did he do it with this hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
And you're good at one, right?
I would assume so, because I'm a cleric, but I'm more chaotic.
You're chaotic, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you are certainly wonderful. And where with Dave, she kind of did a slow back away. With you, she leans in when she senses you're good. So, Yes, she has this thing where she can naturally sense alignment. Who knows? Maybe it's growing up on the ethereal plane. Nobody knows. But
It's
yes,
the paladin that has.
down into a normal room.
she's certainly not dressed like a paladin. She has long robes and 4-foot long blonde hair.
I assume paladins occasionally take off their
It's
armor.
longer than me.
Very curious.
I could get lost.
So,
Sorry.
or yeah. So
So the stairs.
well, it was it was extraordinary, but I don't know why he was where he was. And I found him, and I was working on that thing I'm supposed to be working on. But he was definitely not where he was supposed to be. I don't know if he was lost. He asked me to help him, and then I followed him, and I told him directions. You know, like little kids do when they're playing games in the woods or something. And you're like, you know, it's like the opposite of that Marco Polo. It's like the opposite. It's like seek and hide instead of hide and seek.
I mean,
So I was hiding and telling him where to
Give
seek.
it his like
Okay. So, I just wanted to let you know since I was over here and I saw you, and it was nice to meet your friend.
Nice to meet you. So he's your dad?
Yes. Isn't he wonderful?
Yes.
Everybody loves him. I feel like
didn't
people
tell me
expect
he had a
things of me because they like him so much, but it kind of worked.
He didn't tell me he had a kid.
But we were discussing matters of the universe for most of our
I
short
wanted
time.
to get to know you.
it would probably.
In this stage. Are you trying to be performative in this way, or is it
I don't know. I feel like I'm just being Gimlet.
okay? I'm very sorry. I did not think about it. But perhaps now that we have discussed matters of planar importance, do you think that you could convince Sephi to come and join us for dinner? Sephi's here?
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
Because I'm thinking, I have set the
Did I take this too far?
This is amazing.
She is the best.
Yeah.
She's super cool.
Wait, you know, I had to stop calling her Aunt Sephi for so long. It got really confusing.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you why. But I'm sort of secrecy.
I won't intrude then.
But can you get her to come to dinner?
I can try.
That would be amazing.
I can try. I can. One of my friends is super good at persuading people. I could maybe persuade him to persuade her to persuade to.
It's a team effort. I think that's great. I think that's team building right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, Papa, I'm gonna go and get back to my work on that thing, and yeah, it was good to see you. Hugs. And then she'll go, hugs, hugs. This is why I can't have nice things. You know, I had a friend who was like, you know, the other day your camera that was over on the green-haired lady was definitely bouncing around constantly. Like one of my friends is like, who was looking at the stream. Anyway, neither here nor there. She didn't. Okay. Meanwhile, yes. What did you have?
Can I go try to find him?
Yes. So you break off, make an investigation check. Meanwhile, Sephi sees Dave it approaching, or how do you go find Sephi when you get back to the ship?
I'll probably just knock on her door. I'm assuming she's in her own cabin.
Yes.
It's Dave.
All right. I'm not mad at you right now. Come on. Hi, Dave. So, any thoughts on plans on what we should do about our predicament? And she's got her bowler cap on. And, yeah. Again, 3 foot tall, basic bronze Monopoly woman situation here. Her clothing's changed a little bit. Usually she wears what looks almost like a mini, not like penguin. It's like a blend of like bowler cap steampunk with like the long coat, but it's kind of like what's the penguin suit, but not like a blend of that.
Yeah.
And today she actually has what appears to be more. She still has the bowler cap on, but she has what appears to be like a bronze dress of sorts. Like she's wearing a knee poodle skirt, along with like a bronze vest.
Maybe you. What are you all dressed up?
Oh, this is just my midweek wear. You just I do change clothes from time to time.
Or is this you're trying to make your ex-boyfriend jealous for?
Jesus
I
Go for it.
that one. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. I just think fashion is just as noble as the magic stuff I study. That's not true. That sounds disgusting when I say it. Oh my god. So her natural one in this is just like you're spot on, and
We've
it's
never related
sad.
to
You know what? David, I am mad at you, and you can go now.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Does this skirt look nice?
No.
Yes.
Never mind. Why am I asking you?
Yes, Sophie, it does.
Thank you.
See, bet
Thank you. Did you need something?
Oz is a great
Yes.
sense of fashion.
As to answer your
I can
question, I believe we're gonna need Lathander's help here in closing these portals because, well, I don't really know any of us who can do that.
Do you think closing the portal's the way to go?
Are you?
You got a better idea?
Did you say?
Well, we could go through them, which is probably what they're thinking about right now. Hence all the whooshes and swooshes around the place.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, a small, not even you can call it an army, a squadron going in to face the
How
Hells
hard would it
or
be
the Abyss
Well,
as a losing fight.
scale the dome?
maybe, but if you look around, Lathander's sent quite a not a small set of troops here that are fairly powerful. Unfortunately, I also think someone else is sending some help, and I don't know if it's going to be some help. I got a message in my mind, which I don't particularly like, but that good Duke, as he says. That's how you do it. Sorry. Okay. His boss is sending help because apparently he is not pleased. So we can expect a friend to arrive soon who's probably not a friend. Hard to say. I haven't met him before, and but the boss does know some of the teleportation circle symbol things. He can do that thing and send them on possibly to the one the temple has.
I see. Okay. Well,
Well, if
at this point,
our only
it's getting a bit too much for me.
so far,
I might
because
just take
I
my
say
leave.
so far.
It is hard to tell the seasons around here. You're basically the only thing that's natural around these parts next to a bench.
Yeah.
And maybe those weird spider things.
we
I know
could
they're
try
face spiders. I
to
just like to
look
call them
for
that.
things that could help.
I think it's just time I start to find my people and try to return.
Help us hold
Well,
our
you need
breath
some help?
Or be able to.
Just to get to the Radiant Citadel.
Maybe if I keep my flame on up, I can evaporate all the water.
Well,
How do you
come
know,
with me.
How do you know that more water?
She leads you in and she shuts the door behind her. And she takes a minute or two to cast some protections on that door that you have heard about or seen. I can't remember.
I tried one on accident.
Are you sure that's where you want to go? Is back to the Radiant Citadel?
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
unless you
does
can
he
get
know
me
about
straight to
the,
the Sword Coast.
Cultists.
Where on the Sword
Yeah,
Coast?
get to him the word.
Yeah, he knew.
Waterdeep,
Didn't
Baldur's Gate.
You know, I
Would
don't
it be
think I have
good or
those.
bad if he told him that?
You know what I can do is I can get you to the Radiant Citadel.
I mean, when
I can't do the it's complicated, the places I know on the Sword Coast. And I don't know them as well because I spent a lot of time here. Well, here's what I can do for you, but you got to close your eyes for 10 minutes. In fact, why don't you just lay down and take a nap right here? This is going to take me a minute. You're going to hear some chanting. It's all fine.
I don't exactly sleep.
Put a blindfold on.
I just said close your eye. Oh, yeah, I know I did say nap. Anyway, all right. Fine. All right, hold my hands. And she reaches up with her bronzed hand. All right. You look and as she starts to say to recount arcane language in a with a slight chant to it, a bit of song to it. modulating her voice up and down in unusual ways. The floor, you can what looked like 9 square tiles, like 2 foot by 2 foot tiles or 3 foot by 3 foot tiles. They actually the lines that make them look separate kind of fade away, and you see multiple rings of concentric circles with sigils and arcane symbols all around them. I'm not going to go with you, so you're just going to peer alone. Don't draw your sword, okay? It'll be fine.
I got you.
And about 10 minutes later, you materialize in a room that it has a few torch lights and a single wooden table with someone who appears to have a stack of parchments, that have the top one has a bunch of ink on it. It looks like parchments with ink written all over it, blank parchments, and then one in the middle that this person seems to be writing on. And it is an elderly man who has green skin and is fairly muscular and does appear to be an orc of some kind. He doesn't wear any armor. In fact, he doesn't even have a shirt on. But he does have breeches on, and his shoes are the kinds with the little swirls on the front.
Hello.
What kind of camera did you guys use?
Hello. Who are you?
Dave. Yeah.
How did you get here?
You know Seffi?
That woman will be the death of me.
Just trying to get back to the material plane.
You make one construct 100 years ago, and suddenly always asking for favors. You know what's as bad as having a teenage daughter?
Oh, I'm sure.
We're never gonna get this lore because David's leaving.
Isn't it wonderful?
Ratings.
Well, you're awfully shiny. Do you need some meat?
Because there's literally no charts tracking. There is no charts tracking.
Fade to black, and Dave is gone.
I did get a nat 20 for trying to find. I imagine that Gimlet is so excited.
If you don't want the character,
You've seen Cloudy with the Chance of
I
Meatballs.
would like this character.
okay,
The Sam.
That's exactly what I was seeing.
Third character.
All right.
Decided to after the video.
So you're running around, and actually, you said, oh yeah. So you're saying,
But I'm like that.
You all hear her. You hear Giblet them running down the hallway. You hear, followed by Giblet shouting, "Duke, and in the library, like you're like, of course they'd be in the library. That's where where are all my smart friends? Where do people go who like books? Yes, library. And so she finds you.
Okay. I need like the biggest favor in the entire world. First, you know how like Steffi and like the High Cleric used to have this thing. Well, I was with the High Cleric this whole time. I met his daughter. She's amazing, by the way. Love her.
He has a daughter?
He has a daughter.
How old is he?
I don't know.
How old is his daughter?
I don't know a lot of personal information about him. We were all talking business, and I just found out that he had a daughter. But anyway, since we're now talking and like we're on a personal basis and everything, I mean, I met his daughter. His daughter is so cool. He has a thing about names. And sorry, give me a second. So, they were like, he was like, okay, now that we're on a personal basis, he wants to ask if we could persuade Steffi to have dinner with them.
Seems like a weird thing for us to get involved with.
Well, we have to get involved. We're friends. No, just that. Like, they want to have a dinner together, and I can do it myself. But like,
I think a nice banquet would be.
For what? We haven't
I don't
solved the problem
I don't think.
We'll raise our spirits.
You're
And I'll do it anyway.
But like I could do it myself. But I know that you're like super good at like persuading people.
Manipulate people. Yes.
Like I would say persuading people, but
You know what? I'm also good at persuading.
you're good at persuading people too.
Better than him, actually.
Excuse me.
Oz.
He's gonna step back and
I peer through your
Look into
ribs.
Where it close.
2 hour boat ride down to 1 hour. I think it's really good.
I wish I had that detail. I'm like jumping at. Oz, you have to do this.
It seems like a weird thing for us to get involved in. Was there something here for us?
I'll
I'll give you your pillow back and your ring back.
I'll do it. I'll do it. You can keep it.
No. Well, I'm gonna take the pillow if you don't give it.
How about you do it, and then if you fail, which I know you probably won't because you do charisma but better.
It's true.
But if you fail, then you can try, and then we'll see where the pillow goes.
No. I've got it, obvious. I'm sure we'll get multiple shots if one of us fails, right?
Yes, like you could try, and he could try, then I could try, and then we can have inverse try.
Oh, maybe we should.
Take a look around what's happening in the
But like,
world.
but this could happen. It's gotta happen.
Why?
Judy started as a city branch.
Because
Can we
This
again?
Came over.
I think a big
I feel like we should try to do it just as a little dinner first,
And then if
and
that
then if he doesn't feel comfortable, I could go over
Speaking of which, I
my
got
chick and I could be
all
like,
working up.
could it be a banquet or something? Or I could do my sending that I just learned. Yeah.
Not allowed.
I know.
No.
Oh, yeah, you know.
No.
he does have better manners.
Hexblade Warlock for the clip 1920.
I feel like he's gonna take the opportunity.
Paladin for Smiter.
I can hear it.
I mean, I wasn't trying to hide it.
Listen, okay, he can chaperone Seppi. I'll chaperone him.
Oh, why?
And then
Wait
he
a
can
minute.
strap her
Wait.
off.
Okay, I was like, where am I?
One inverse controls on you.
Okay.
And
Okay, so we should try to get it to where it's just them. We should try to get it to where it's just them.
Oh, I never saw
Yeah, Dave definitely didn't leave the party without telling us.
Technically, I would have told Elwyn.
Elwyn knew that you were considering.
Yeah, but didn't we leave together, technically? Because
No.
once
No,
Ben
No.
left,
they were together.
Oh yeah, they were
We
we
together.
were together when Ben left.
But yeah.
That's true. Owen is the only one who knows that you left. The rest of the party, you
Roll a
left.
percentile die.
You left without saying bye. We're never gonna forget you.
84.
And then you're gonna leave us with one of his weird.
So so he would have known you were trying to get back to the ship.
Take this moment to
Hold on.
snack break. That was a lot of time.
Yeah, I like this chaperone circle.
But at some point along the way, you all did get separated. Whether he decided to keep a distance from the blonde-haired lady or what, like when she showed up. Yeah.
He's still fully hit up.
Also, if you want to see the book
You know,
that you've got with the swirl on it, it's right here.
He got the universe for Franks to open up.
So you're holding that. It looks worth 250 gold, right?
You don't sleep at night anyway. Let me do it. How can you do it at night? Yes, that's right.
No, we should totally go to
We're
snack.
giving the general.
Sounds like a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Perfect.
The ocean is a very forgiving.
Do we need a roll?
Yeah, I think we're
For what are we doing?
I've given up on the library.
You've got one book, Inverse.
Yeah, none of us.
Did you want to stay at the library, or did you get drawn?
Here, I'll put the good words for you, see if I can get you a discount.
Okay.
For your trouble.
See if she'll get the book I was asking for as well. You got this, Inverse. I believe in you.
Oh yeah.
We bonded over your
Okay.
shared secrets.
And so what you were asking about alchemy? Let's see. She roll a percentile die.
Okay, we don't get into history. We'll eat them.
68.
Journal.
Well, Goodbye, everyone. It was nice talking to you. Do come back when you're done with the book, and I'll give you that book back. You're quite a strange one, but you are wonderfully energetic.
Bye. You met me probably earlier,
Oh,
right?
did you come to the library?
When we me and the high cleric were making our rounds.
I will just go ahead.
She did.
You might not have come to
Oh, so true. I was so lost in my studies, I almost didn't notice. But you're right. You asked a very meaningful question a moment ago, didn't you? All right. Well, have a good one. Thank you.
Have a good evening, whatever time it is.
Valid point.
If you find that evil book, or I mean regular book, just give it to Invis and I'll pay you back later.
You're a curious one.
Yeah.
Your eye. When you look at her,
Okay, I'm being too.
on the outside, well, everyone else sees her as something more like human, but when you're looking at her, you do see the color, you see it as a light red tone.
Oh, I don't remember. Hold on.
While she's looking that up, but she said goodbye. But she said goodbye. So, and then she turns to inverse and
Human, but something.
no, light red.
Yeah, so something else.
Something not red was alive or
Yeah.
human. Kind of general human.
Humanoid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Light red was right. So inverse is looking for a book on alchemy. Oh, well, this is we don't usually have those kinds of things here. I'm trying to think, at least not in the library. But things on alchemy, you might go. So here's the problem with hanging out with a bunch of clerics, right? When you hang out with a bunch of clerics, you don't really have use for things like potions of healing and that sort of thing. And so, because they're just like, boom, lay on hands, boom, lay on hands. You know what I mean? It's like, how irritating for someone with knowledge on medicine in a place like this. Am I right? I mean, I learned how to splint with the best of them. But everyone around here is all like. Anyway, if you would want to look, I don't think we have anything that can help you here, but you might be able to try and. See, the thing is, we don't even really have a medical ward because we do all these divine healings all the time. If you. One moment. Let me think about this one more time. Something strikes me. If you ever return to the Radiant Citadel, ask for Amber Lynn.
This whole time.
I don't read too much. It's at the bottom of your.
Amber Lynn of the Cold Compress in the Radiant Citadel. It is a small nursing facility, and she is one of the best that I can remember. And I haven't seen her in so long. I've been shuffling through the S3 system for so long. Or the triple. We go back and forth.
What do you have?
Understandable.
So ask for Amber Lynn if you make it to the Radiant Citadel. That's the closest. Otherwise, there is the Banshee's Repose, where I'm told there are many healers, though I don't know if they use alchemy to accomplish that.
I thought
Alchemy is plenty of practical applications besides just healing. I might talk to the curious about that and recommend some other ways they can use it, but it's a remarkable tool. So that, anyways, I'm getting off track. Sorry. Thank you for your time.
So it's
I appreciate
it's
it.
a marathon.
It was nice meeting you.
It's a marathon because
inverse heads.
She holds up her book and starts wandering through back to her table with the book in front of her.
yeah, I mean, yeah, so
Okay,
good.
so we were going. So David, you're gone. Your other character arrives via you are sent via teleportation circle similarly, but from the good Duke's boss. Did we have a name for him?
Philippus.
Like syllabus, but different.
Yeah.
Philibus.
Philippus.
Like Philip with the U.S.
Almost like Greek, like Philippus.
Oh, I was thinking.
I was just curious.
but just
Yeah.
Philippines.
The official pronunciation is
He did
Philippus. No, I'm just kidding.
I just call him Phil.
All right. Phil sends you, and he is not someone you speak to face to face. It's the classic, like, he always talks to you through a screen or with a light, just kind of creating shadows all over his face situation. So you've never actually seen him face to face to face. Like, you don't know what he looks like. You just see the silhouette in every circumstance. It's like one of those cartoon bits, right?
Yeah.
And so, but you're used to it by now. But Phil will send you through his teleportation circle at the top of his mansion. On what plane?
Come around for a
Didn't really
checkup every
specify, but it was just like a magical museum.
In his own pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Also,
At the top of his mansion. So it's like, looks like a helicopter pad, and there's a small little imp there who runs the teleportation circle as needed. It's like the one thing he can do. Does this align with things you've already created? Okay. Just making sure I'm not completely contradicting things. And so this little imp will be like, well, hope you have fun. Enjoy your time.
Oh, I will.
Bye. And you will flash out of existence there, and you will appear in the teleportation circle that is in a closed room in the Temple of Voltaire. You've never been. Your character's never been there before. Tell us what your character looks like.
Well, I've got no shiny on this. I mean, it's clean at the moment, but it ain't gonna stay clean. This armor is like my armor. I've got full plate on. It's laced with purple, and I've got like a half cloak over, which I made that my.
I mean, that should be a fan.
Not my common item, but I spent gold on it.
Okay.
Because I have something else
Tell
plus one great
any
sword
downside and side effects.
through Eldritch
You're
Implications.
making this very confusing.
So basically, it's a cool protection plus one
Okay.
AC.
Okay.
And I've got that draped over my shoulder.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, purple lace and everything.
Okay, so it's a very fancy cloak of protection.
Yes.
It has some amendments to the traditional design.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
I like the idea that the lace is like what knits the weave, the magical weave together at the end. All right, cool. Keep going.
I've got a great sword off my back. That's where it's kind of put away.
Okay.
Kind of sucks.
And I'm a half elf. I've got some jet black hair, almost like a high school jock kind of hairdo.
They're holding
Looking, if you can imagine
crazy.
that almost.
Okay.
Probably
And yeah, well, like
What's the other half?
Disney shit. What? Sorry.
Mine
You
have-
said you're a half elf?
Human.
Well, not very
Human.
eventful, but
They
know
let
they're
me rephrase on the hair. It's like Disney jock.
Okay.
So like this short, kind of little goofy up top. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to show the,
Oh, yeah.
What do we got over there?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm sorry, I made one earlier.
anyway, yeah, all
Who needs a D4?
front door.
Bards. All right. I got you. Cool.
He is so looking.
I
Where does the front door lead?
Yeah, he was old. He didn't look any cooler.
Yeah, he never looked cooler
the
than
only thing who
that.
chooses the hair.
Yeah, no, he never looked cooler. Yeah.
He opened
Yeah.
it and it didn't like.
There's no other.
There's no other versions of him.
I gotta see this.
There's no other version out there.
There is no other version.
So, you arrive.
It's weird saying though.
What's your line?
All we're saying. And
This is a place to
Lawful
roughly.
neutral.
Okay.
He seems
Okay.
like a neutral character.
Cool. There's only one door, and it doesn't seem to have a handle.
Where are you guys?
Meanwhile, Giblet and the rest. Inverse, did you end up following them a minute later?
Okay, we
Okay.
have to roll
For what?
see if we leave the.
So I think you got a good tour, and you were
Oh, yeah.
very much like you don't have to make make any more
I've had-
investigation checks.
I've had to find my way out from the library before. So.
I know directly straight line from library to the ship.
Yeah, it's a straight
Everywhere else, I
line.
have no idea where anything else is.
It's a straight line. It takes me like 8 turns to get there. No reason.
Oh.
That's probably smartest.
So, you guys make it back to the ship, or I'm assuming to go talk to Sephi. By the time you get back to the ship, like you get back to Sephi's door at the and from inside you hear this this whoosh of magical energy.
Before you're not.
I'm gonna stop and knock.
Yeah, so that make a.
We're just cool guys like this.
I mean, yeah, you gotta.
Never mind. Okay, fine. We'll let it roll. Before you knock.
Yeah.
I feel like your microwave was
I
It
wanna.
blows up or something like that. I mean, you gotta take it up the main.
No, actually, go ahead and knock. Pretty much.
So you already said it. I already ruled. What do you got?
Should I make some sort of check
I'd
to
probably check
deduce
what
what
other
the spell or whoosh
You never
was?
know when something might just blow up.
Okay. So make an Arcana check with disadvantage because it's through a door.
Oh, did we all hear the whoop? I thought just Giblet heard it.
Uh,
I guess.
This Giblet was the one at the door.
Show.
oh, you were a little behind actually, but what'd you get?
50.
So Giblet, you go to. She tells you, or Oz says stop, and then says, never mind, it's fine. So if you wanted to, Giblet, you could make an Arcana check with disadvantage if you care.
Just for fun.
Low light.
Oh, that went better than I expected.
My Arcana.
I thought we were gonna have to fight our way out.
13.
Okay.
It was a whoosh.
There's a whoosh.
It was a whoosh.
Something
I'm too
magic
excited.
just happened down the inside.
I'm too excited.
I would say a
That's-
while ago.
Play Matchmaker, and it is the best thing that has ever happened.
So Giblet knocks. What does it look like? What is?
It's Giblet.
Will you all this day?
It's Giblet.
Hi, Giblet. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. She mutters a series of incantations to remove the magics, and you hear the fizzling of like the sound of a firecracker right at the tail end as it fizzles out over 3 times.
About saying I'm going to bed on
Yeah. Yeah. Gee, I wonder what you have
Yes, and you all see Giblet in her new garb with the
Or you
bowler
mean
hat,
Sephi,
or Sephi, whatever. Giblet, I'm sorry. You see Sephi in her poodle skirt of sorts, with her vest and the bowler hat.
Dressed up, how are you?
No, I'm allowed to have multiple outfits. You think just because I'm made of metal, I'm not allowed to have more than one suit?
Well, the rest of us have worn the same outfit pretty much every day, so.
That's disgusting. Do you even press the digitate?
No. So you see, we all have multiple like changes of the same outfit.
It's like
It would be
black and yellow, black
confusing
and
to
yellow,
the viewers.
black and yellow.
It'd be confusing to the viewers if we changed clothes every episode, so it's easier for them to just put us all in the same outfit.
I think I would know you. You are pink and have horns.
Everybody seems to.
You don't have horns?
No, I have horns, but everybody's discarding
Are you not pink?
How do you know that?
Oh, I see what happened there. You're like, oh, I'm pink. Why does everybody call me pink all the time? What is this?
I have a name.
Pink is somebody's name.
Oh,
What if you can
I guess we don't.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, I wasn't always blind.
nice.
Yeah, but you don't
Where?
know that.
anyway, enough about my amazing fashion
It's
choices.
a great outfit.
It's a great out, perfect for special occasions.
Why are you talking?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I
we've been-
forgot about this.
Yeah, maybe. Don't.
Oh, all hail the troublemaker.
Oh,
May I help you?
He's come with less troubling news
Yes,
today.
it's news.
It's good.
Inverse.
Out of character. Could I just have Inverse slowly back away and head back to his lab, I guess?
Don't go anywhere. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just him I'm mad at. It's okay. You're fine.
Oh, just
I won't bite
Do the thing.
today.
And it's something to everybody hates Chris.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Right. So, we won't have. Fine, I'll present the opportunity. That's what it is.
You're saying there's something good,
Yes.
and he's involved.
No.
Yes.
No.
Wonderful.
No. Okay. So you see, I guess he could be involved if you'd like, or uninvolved if that would be better for you.
Move on.
You're familiar with the temple and its various denizens, right?
Yes.
Right, yes. And there's two denizens that you know particularly well here.
I know a lot of people in the temple. I don't know.
Yes, but there's two you know better. Don't play coy. We know something.
I'm not a fish.
It looks like awesome.
Coy. Right. Well,
I'm shiny, but I'm not.
There's no fancy like
I don't want to need advice.
Yeah, follow his advice.
I'm
Certainly,
not going
that's
to
always
follow.
worked
I'm
out
not going to
well.
follow his
Thank you.
advice.
Get to the thing.
Okay, I will get to the thing.
Giblet seems very excited.
It's exciting news. You've been invited to dinner.
Oh, really?
Yes.
By whom?
A friend of yours.
What are their names? These two people I know so well.
Sunstrider. Is that his name? Sunstrider. And his daughter. I don't know.
And how do you know that I'm invited?
Because he asked us to invite you. Well, yes, Giblet, and
He asked, okay.
Giblet decided to, bring in some companions to help
You
out.
thought they would be better at this than you? Make a persuasion check. With advantage.
With advantage?
With advantage. And
Because it's not.
Guidance.
Yes, with
Does
advantage.
guidance have verbal and somatic components?
Slapping. Oh God, I need that guidance.
Maybe again,
My 9 is the same as your 10. Fuck you. And I rolled
You
a 9.
probably would have had disadvantage, let's be honest.
I rolled a 9. Fuck you. Which is whatever your 10 would be. What's your 10?
Verbal somatic.
20 something.
Yep.
Like,
So Giblet's like, and as someone who's been around and may or may not have one level in cleric,
Okay, yeah. So that would be
she
a
gives you the disdainful look.
21.
Wait, what?
21.
21.
Not crazy enough with that.
Oh, because of your bonuses? Okay.
Yeah,
So you got raw 10 and then add 11?
No, I rolled a 7, had the guidance, and I have one more. I have a plus 12 with persuasion. Because I'm persuasion, but better. And I rolled 2 7s because I'm bad.
Okay.
And that's why he rolls better than me on average.
I see. Well,
My
I-
Can I just flash a genius to give it a +5?
Oh, yeah, it's a 26. Oh, it's still got it.
does that have verbal and somatic components?
No components whatsoever.
You
Universe just gives a subtle thumbs up.
Oh, it's just so charming.
Well,
Olivia is also here. I don't know if that helps.
I certainly wouldn't mind seeing Gal again. I haven't seen her in a very long time.
Yes, I'm sure she's
She's
here.
amazing.
I have definitely missed her.
She's amazing.
I know.
We could come with if you'd like.
I don't know if I'd like that.
I just said.
Roll a percentile die for me. 40% chance that she agrees.
You said a 4%.
40.
40. That's pretty good.
It's possible.
We should have Brayden roll. He's been rolling though.
No other percent.
That is a 81.
You rolled a 25 and then a 5.
22, 5, and 86.
In my head, I was thinking it'd be the lower end of 40.
That's what I
Rat. Yeah, it usually is.
I don't know that I would mind, since you've been so nice about this in spite of past things of the last 24 hours.
Could be good for morale.
It's really, here's what I will say. I'm gonna go to dinner with my friends that you all don't really have context for here, okay? But what I will say is that perhaps you all should focus your energies into dealing with that one's trouble.
I agree.
Seems like you may have gotten a little off track having
that's
all
crazy.
this free time.
Yeah, that's interesting. I happen to agree with that.
Just a suggestion, but I'll say you don't have to do it, but you're not coming to dinner with me, so you might as well.
Yeah, I happen to agree on that point.
After all, I mean, he's just going to end up, taking a whole bunch of damage and being in pain and stuff here soon. Like, he's got, what, 27, it's been like 27 hours
So he's got
at this point. So he's got, 21 hours before he starts getting psychic
Oh,
damage.
that's where it's not.
Would boss send me with anything or him?
Maybe.
When is this is out of character. What is the person that I forget her name, Penelope or something?
Who was it?
The person that I was learning setting for.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like I talked and
That was Penny.
Penny. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, when is she? When did I say for her to get here? Did I?
So it takes about 24 hours to get anywhere. And you guys had a little bit of a head start, and it depends on her ability to get travel.
Okay.
But she might get here soon. And then just to clarify, remind me your character's name.
Mike Ale.
Right. Mike Ale. You would have been sent with his arm, along with the cuff, the cursed item cuff there. You've been sent with instructions to whack him across the face with it and hand it back to him. When you see it. Just like no words, that's the first thing you've been tasked to do.
You will be my new best friend.
But you're still in a room with no doorknob?
Another
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
I don't really have anything to
No bother.
You know that piece?
I don't know. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
detect magic.
He's right.
That's alright. I don't even use it for this game.
I can't believe David.
I don't
Wait.
David's dead.
No, if we don't know that he's gone, and if we're going to research and fix this, we should get everybody.
Oh yeah. Find Dave.
I could use 7 to get the other two.
There's probably somewhere around the ship.
Yeah, they're in the ship. Probably.
Surely Dave would be at the ship.
At the ship.
Yeah, where we are.
They might have gotten lost.
That's probably not true. They would never wander around the temple aimlessly.
So you detect magic. You do sense magic around this door. There's a faint aura visible. And you can learn the School of Magic. The School of Magic for what's there is an abjuration.
Or you look at the
You're not there. He's in his own mind.
armband.
Metagame.
What's it called?
What? Who?
No, I think he's trying to figure out how to get out. Is he stuck in
Oh
the
yeah,
room?
what were your detect magic games?
The door.
Oh, the door.
Is he trapped in a room?
detects magic on everything in like 20-foot radius.
Mike Ale. Also roll me a d20.
Elbow to elbow with everybody.
20.
Okay.
Back to us.
What is the door made of?
Make a perception or investigation check.
You may well enjoy yourself.
Perception is
So, job well done.
13.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Here's to
Um,
out on.
some sort of stone and metal
Fast enough.
that seems to be fused together.
It's like stone.
Some sort of stone and metal that seems to be fused together.
Okay. I
I
will.
You try knocking.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll try knocking.
All right. Make a strength check.
21.
Yeah. So, while it would have been 20 times 5 minutes in there before someone came to find you, thankfully, you knocking has drawn more attention much faster. And you being on the door for about a minute before before one of those a small metal slide appears and who you?
Mike, looking for a guy with a gold skull.
Oh really? Well, there's not a cleric or anything here with a gold skull.
Not a cleric.
Okay.
Just a dude.
You don't know his name?
Goldman.
It's a little on the nose, don't you think? Or does he not?
If he had one.
You said he has a gold skull.
He is a gold skull.
Interesting fact. The nose isn't actually bone, so it's not part of the skull, it's cartilage. So, technically, it's not on the nose to say Goldman. It's on the cheekbone or the chin. Anyways, what's your name?
Mike.
And where are you from? Who sent you?
Phil.
Phil who? Just Phil? That's all you got for me. You end up in a teleportation circle in the middle of the ethereal plane in the Temple of Lathander, and you don't, and all you can give me is Phil.
Temple of Lathander. Dude, look, I was just sent by my boss. I gotta find this guy. My boss knows he's here. I don't want anything to do with the temple. You can escort me out of the temple. I just gotta find this dude.
Make a persuasion check.
I am
Good at those.
decent.
Why is everyone becoming a warlock? This is like why do things keep evolving into crabs?
I know.
Warlocks are the perfect multi-class.
Other one's
Fighter is the best.
now.
Gonna be
Fighter is the best. Anything
Warlock.
can be improved.
25.
The fighter in it.
Okay.
I'm a real warlock. Like the rest of you.
Well, how do I know you're not dangerous?
Like I said, you can escort me out.
You seem pretty muscular.
We're just going to.
No muscular than the average person.
Are you a strength of 10?
Well, 15, but
Mix them.
No.
Put them in a microwave.
I'm being
That's not-
modest. I'm
yeah.
being modest.
Oh, yeah. He's trying to flatter it. Be like, oh,
Perception check.
Look, spoiler, but they're gonna be.
no. Just start hitting on him. You got this.
You seem like someone who's gonna bring trouble.
Not
Sir
for you,
Michael Awabius.
Hold on.
As the god of knowledge, I can fully go around spreading this information.
You hear the footsteps barely rumble through barely echoing down a hallway through the stone, and then you hear a stomping of multiple sets of footsteps in what sound like strongly clad armor. The arcane lock spell drops. It's only a second level spell. Come on, I mean, obviously that's what it was. No, you did fine. I was just being a jerk. I'm sorry. And the door swings open as five armored paladins, what appear to be paladins of Lathander, show up, and the person you were just talking to is in cleric's robes with bare arms, and is like it's like. I deserve that. Anyway,
Give him a bear.
I can't think now. About a half a foot shorter than everyone else. No causing trouble, you know. They're gonna walk you out, straight out to the docks.
My arms up the whole time for you.
Good.
Good.
Maybe.
Oh, you see that? You'll get that down to 11.
But of course. Sorry, the French in me, but yes is what that means in French. Maybe. Anyways, so they will lead you out, and it seems to be a really short amount of time for them to just navigate through the temple. It's like just a couple minutes. It's like they know where they're going or something. That's not passive aggressive at all. But they stop and they form a line as they lead you out to a dock where you see into the ethereal plane. Has your character been on the ethereal plane before?
Probably not.
Okay, so everything out there is just a gray horizon with no sun, barely lit, and it looks like, and you can see that there's an airship docked at the end of this dock. But you can see that it's basically a gray swirly mist in this case, you're up high enough, it's like a mile away. And then it's like nothing. So it's kind of dim lights, and you can see that it's almost like looking over a cliff, not into clouds. Yeah. But there's an airship in front of you with a slightly purple and black tint and a blimp over the top of it, and yeah.
That looks promising. I'm gonna walk up to it. Just
And this line of paladins just stands there holding their weapons.
Aye.
One of them yells as you walk, so that they're behind you.
Oh.
Go with Lathander, dude.
Wait, what?
Go with Lathander, dude.
Yeah, Commander.
Yeah, walk in the light, man. Another one says. So you go back to. Sorry. You go to the airship. Hey guys,
Credit card.
you all see a random person who doesn't look like a Lathanderite, walking towards you alone on the dock. You don't know what he's up to, but he had his hands up.
What color is his aura?
What?
What color is his aura?
Red, normal red. Normal red glow, but for you the pins, he is a bit further away.
Yeah.
So it takes a minute to go from 1 pin to 2 pins to 4 pins as he gets closer and closer. Because I think we set up to 120 feet, didn't we?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So it takes a minute for you to kind of get. There's like a tiny red dot, and then the dot gets bigger and bigger and forms into what appears to be a person.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia can also see
man.
him, so.
I'm meeting so much people today.
I'm just gonna not make a beeline. Like I'll take my time.
Oh god, that's
slow.
Do you have a strut? Is it one of those? Is that like?
This is more ominous than that.
Or is it?
No.
Or is it Kylo Ren? Or like, what's the closest like on-screen strut that your guy has? It's all about what, right? Those are the questions that matter, you know.
I'm gonna go turn my insides into my outsides.
You know what? Screw it.
All right,
John Travolta Saturday Night Live.
Fever, Fever or Live?
Sorry?
Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night Fever?
Fever,
It's
sorry.
a very different texture, so I just was checking.
Saturday Night Fever.
All right. Very cool.
Coming up.
Come on, not the hair. I can't
That's kind of what my hair is. A little bit.
So yeah, I'm not gonna try and do a Travolta. Anyways, I haven't practiced that one. So
We see him approaching.
yeah, so you guys see him walking with a very John Travolta-esque, like early John Travolta, like Grease, Saturday Night Fever, all of that fun stuff. And then yeah, so there's that. So you all see him walking, and Giblet, since you're right up by Sephi goes, well, here it comes. I ready fireball. I want you to do a history check. I can't remember if you guys know, but I feel like you should. But let's do a history check to see how well each of you know each other.
History is jack shit. I don't know even
20.
other than the description.
What was your roll?
4.
All right. Yeah. So for whatever reason, I mean, maybe it's your profession. Like you've gotten a description with a 4. It's a fairly memorable description.
For our friend here.
With a 20, for some reason you know him really well, but he has like hardly any idea of who you are except that you're a dude with a gold skull.
That's even
Yeah, he's not important enough.
And you left it, and you sent an arm.
Than you are.
So maybe because you've been with the boss longer, maybe because you're you know, maybe you were part of the hiring process for him. Like the boss was trying to give you a chance to prove your mettle, and part of you leveling up with, because you have a high charisma, right? Yeah. So part of you developing that high charisma was doing interviews for the boss. So you have like seen his entire CV. You know, you were there at the interview, but you were invisible. And so you got to hear and see how he acted and responded and all that, which is why you have no idea who he is, except for in description. But you have your orders. So so you get up to the ship, you see him, a pink tiefling, a slightly wild-haired Tempest cleric, and a plague doctor masked whoever. and a 3-foot copper person who's like standing on her tiptoes to look over.
Well, I'm gonna
Barkeep.
basically
Next
walk
round
up,
for everyone's on Abaddon.
get to the edge of the ship, stop for a second, take a look around, single you out.
One of the holes are
Contact
here.
I just got a message from the boss. I walk right up to you, and I just
You pull out his arm,
I
right?
just go 1 second. I have it here on my hip, and I just go whack like a
Backhand.
just like a fucking back.
All right, roll an attack roll with advantage.
Yeah, because it's not my packed weapon, I'll go strength. That's a nat one. That's a little better. 14.
Does 14 hit?
It does not hit.
So even though like he clearly has a message, but yeah.
No.
Okay, you
I
sure?
was gonna say elven accuracy. This is brand pace.
Yeah.
So describe what the Duke goes through to miss this.
Ducks behind us.
Yeah. He just like leans back. He leans back a little. Oh, you have my arm. Thank you. Oh, be taking that.
Yeah, take a hit.
Get back in there.
Excuse me.
Lose 100 of your money, and you can win 2,000.
I'm gonna try and take the arm from him.
99%.
Can I like sleight of hand, steal it, or
This is a contested check. It is kind of a grapple check, so it should be strength based. So both of you, so you go to grab at it, and both of you can make a contested strength roll.
They're gonna be. I mean, they're already big.
Wait a second.
See, last week we had a whole session of combat, so this week we did a whole session of role play. I'm totally balancing things like this on purpose.
No, because I want to see you get slapped.
what did I do?
A lot of things. What did it?
So Max, you said your character grabbed for it.
Wait. As a
Give it short.
bonus action, could I cast Hex on him?
Disadvantage.
Give him disadvantage on strength. That's only saving throws.
I think it is only
Yeah, it's only saving throws. Never mind.
Okay. Strength check.
17.
18.
Oh.
18. I rolled a 19 minus 1. Let's go.
What do you got?
It's ability checks, not saving.
Then I want to do it. If you allow me
You
to.
have had better parents, I guess. Next time.
Both of you make initiative rolls.
And so I guess I don't know which way I want it to go.
I know, I don't know.
12.
Okay. So you get to do Hex.
Disadvantage.
You're also going to
You don't take damage. You're not damage.
That's awesome. You just do it by yourself.
So what's your new roll?
So I didn't even need to do Flash of Genius.
So if it hadn't have been a rules portion on my part, I would have let it go off the rolls we called because I couldn't think of the rules in my head and Gary had to look it up. That's the only reason I retconned that. So as you go to grab, there's a moment where you are like, I've got my hand around my arm, and there's a weird thing that happens that you don't expect either. Because you go to cast Hex on him, and you feel a spark of necrotic energy from the wristband up through your not arm, through your new gold arm, as you go to grab it, and it shocks your hand away for just a split second. And you take 1 lightning damage. Or necrotic. I said necrotic. 1 necrotic damage. Unless you
necrotic resistance.
then it doesn't matter. So you feel the jolt, but you feel the jolt. You don't take any damage, but you feel the jolt enough to be like, oh, that was unexpected. And you see like a black spark from arm to hand on him as a byproduct of your Hex and this weird situation.
All right now.
So it's kind of so you don't have the arm, but you're like that was unexpected for both of you.
I believe instructions are in order. Who are you? And then I'll tell you who I am.
What did I say? 13, 20.
Can we say his arm is stiff at the moment?
Like,
You're gonna
or
use
as opposed to like floppy.
Yeah.
Sure. We're going to randomly generate a lottery.
Would you allow
He
for a
was
second?
used.
thing.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm holding it by like up here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like.
And it just looks like this?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Or it can just be like it's just a straight arm like this, and I just went to go like backhand with it.
Okay.
Almost like a baseball bat.
Sure.
So
speaking of not backhanding people.
Yeah, maybe don't. Bad boyfriend.
No.
So I'm holding it like by the shoulder joint. I'm just gonna flip it around, hold it by the hand, and be Mike, nice to meet you.
So you hold out the stubby shoulder, or you? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like holding on to the hand, like a
Okay.
handshake, and like the stubby part is out there. The shoulder joint's out by inverse.
Back gross that you don't shake my head.
No, I just thought it'd be fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Very well.
I'm gonna take my hand again.
So do you take it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay, I'm good with Arcana. Ooh, nat 20.
Okay. So there's no
Or nat 20 plus 20.
there's no negative feedback. But as with a 20 on this, hold on. Roll a d6 for me.
How much damage?
5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So and then 6 within the chest. So the 5, the arm magnetizes up where it wants to go, but it's like it slips out of your hand and pulls itself up onto the other one and actually attaches to the back of your skull and is now dangling like a long braid, but a skeletal
Almost
arm.
like the blue people avatar.
Do they have? Because they have that thing.
Yeah, because they got the thing that connects to the other animals.
Yes, like that. Yes, like that.
I was thinking like actual like Prince Zuko in the beginning.
That's funny too, but either one works. But it does make you look kind of like someone with a long ponytail made of bone because and it's fused now.
Ooh, you look so good.
I can just take it off.
How is it fused? Is it fused the hand or is it fused like the shoulder? So that
It's yeah. So the hand is like this back here, and it's fused to the gold.
Can
Yeah.
I just slap the hand, like give it a high five?
Yes.
Good leg.
Stop. Get the thing off of me.
This is fun.
It doesn't pop off like you would expect. Yeah, no, it doesn't pop off like you'd
Oh,
expect.
you look silly.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that's supposed to go, Goldilocks.
Who are you?
Yes, exactly.
Mike.
I have to do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mike from.
Yeah.
Boss.
Yeah, the boss.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about this?
We're not
Very
super
curious.
familiar.
No.
Classified information.
We sure it is. I'll find it eventually.
Alright. Why? Oh, why?
How successful has he been?
Pretty good.
What?
Well, thank you for getting my arm back. You can go back and report to the Lord.
What do you mean, how successful?
What is he trying to be successful for?
There we go.
Nefarious purposes.
Well, you all have a wonderful evening trying to solve his curse problem. I'm gonna go have dinner now.
Say
Ooh,
hi.
have fun.
Yep. And
Be safe.
And as a reminder, stay out of my stuff, please.
Sure.
I've never broken
And then
arm.
he takes.
I have. It was
And then he gets
one of these. I can't remember.
I'm just saying. She steps off.
Can I, before Steffi goes, can I ask her to bring me a dinner roll back?
If we have dinner rolls and I feel so inclined, I may. I will
Okay.
consider this. What did Oz have?
What?
You had it.
No, I was waving. Actually,
So-
it's been pretty successful at gathering artifacts.
Animal handling and sleight of hand. Gotta be different.
What did you send him?
Oh no, that I'm curious about.
You pickpocket more gold.
Well, every little lander. What? You knew I took it.
I know, but you didn't have to send it away.
I didn't realize you sent it away.
What else did I send? Oh, I sent this thing on the back of my head.
Yeah, that counts.
You got it back.
What else did I send? Yeah. I sent something else. I can't quite remember. Oh, I sent up instructions to actually maybe I should say that.
You only remember getting the arm with the silver cuff. So if he says he sent anything else, it didn't show up, and you would have known.
Yeah, no.
What do you mean, no?
Yeah, just that.
You're not. You're in charge of guarding the vault. You're not.
Which means I know exactly what's in it.
Vault,
The vault, not the museum. The rest.
And a museum.
Listen, we'll talk about.
Can we go on a field trip?
I don't know that we want to. I don't know that we want
I
to.
want to see what's in this museum.
No, you can go visit it.
I'll do that after.
Chris, what do you mean you have to go see the rest of the list?
High five and
Or anything.
Triton. That's the art.
Robert
The cubes are.
That is true. It's on with the thingy.
Have a cute.
It's a
The
thingy.
thingy.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I haven't seen everyone.
Yes, what about the cube? Yeah, so use it to send items of interest back
Maybe,
home.
maybe keep some of those items because they might be useful.
I love the thing. All it did was the turn undead thing. I don't want that near me.
But that is true. That was inconvenient.
Yes.
Maybe.
After a minute of you guys talking about this, exactly a minute, you feel a wave of energy trying to take over your mind. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Lovely.
Wait.
Can I get guidance?
I don't think I know what's happening.
Nobody would know what was happening.
Nobody would know what's happening.
Oh yeah.
Kindness level?
I don't think
It's level 6.
Oh, yeah.
You're not?
No,
Okay.
not for
12.
What about you? You don't have an aura, do you?
No.
That's
That's
It's a
paladin
paladin.
thing.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
Cleric.
think I
Oh,
do.
cleric. Sorry. Yeah. Never mind. Sorry. Okay. What was it?
This is
12.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, he just put it through giant trouble.
Has it really been that long towards it?
No.
Okay.
I suppose it's a different thing.
Okay.
Stream on him looking.
Hello again. We got disconnected.
Yes.
And that's where we'll end for tonight. So real quick, can you guys tell me what you want, what your hope is to do next?
Get rid of my curse.
Yeah.
Get rid of the
How do you plan on going about that?
We'll
We're gonna read
gather
the book.
everybody.
We're gonna read the book.
Maybe we should talk to the high cleric about it.
Yeah.
Talk about-
Busy.
But no,
He's
he's
busy.
busy.
We don't want
We don't want to
to.
interrupt him. No,
I'll
we
read the
can't
book.
interrupt
You
I'll
can
read the
book after me.
I can read the book. I'm good at reading.
I think all of us are literate.
Intelligence, but
Gabriel
better.
is average at reading.
Yeah, but I'm good at
Actually,
art.
probably not the best.
Fine. I reserve the right to give you +5 though.
Absolutely. You'll act like I wouldn't want that.
Okay.
It'd be me reading over your shoulder.
So next Monday we'll pick up with as the
Olivia
good
does
Duke
too.
is forced to his knees on the deck of the ship in front of you randomly. Yeah, so that's the image we're gonna start with next week.
That is less than ideal.
I could arm wrestle the arm on the back of your hand.
Yeah, I can be
No.
good at priority.
Oh my god. No, this is something I have to do.
I think you might be dying again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Silver sharp, you know?
A silver Sharpie? I don't think I do.
Yeah.
One of the girls, if they have their acrylic pens, they might. I'm not sure. Do you have acrylic pens? All right.
If he dies, I call his books.
You wanna see what I do?